The following programs were originally aired live, long before the advent of high fidelity, and they were recorded using a variety of means, from direct recording onto early audio tape and glass records, to simply placing the microphone of a wire recorder in front of the speakers of a radio playing the program. I hope, however, that any variance in audio quality will not take away from your pleasure in listening to these, some of the all-time favorite shows.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Next guest will give you the laughs, just don't ask him to lend you money. It's Jack Benny coming up next.
The Jack Benny Program.
Quality of product is essential to continuing success. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
You said it.
Yes, sir.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
You bet. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. The finer, the lighter, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco. Year after year, the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy this fine Lucky Strike tobacco to give you real deep-down smoking enjoyment. Remember, in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
At 46, sold American.
The Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, if you remember last week, Jack had a dream that he went to the racetrack and bet $85,000 on the winner, Challenge Me. So, now we'd like to take you back about 6 days. It's Monday afternoon. Jack is in the library of his home talking with his press agent, Steve Bradley.
But, Steve, I don't know what the...
I'm telling you, Benny, if you don't go for this publicity stunt, you ought to have your head examined.
All right, Steve. What is it? Quiet, Polly. Steve, what is it?
Well, this going to be slapped on the front page of every newspaper in the country. By tomorrow afternoon, the whole world will be talking about Jack Benny. Why, you couldn't have gotten this much publicity if you had married Margaret O'Brien.
All right, Steve, tell me, what is this big...
Hello.
Polly, quiet. Steve, you haven't told me what this is all about. For heaven's sake, what is this big story?
Benny, this is so big, it's even too big for me to tell you. What time is it?
4:30.
4:30, turn on that radio. Erskine Johnson's on. I gave him the story, and I think he's going to break it today.
Turn on the radio, Rochester.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Erskine Johnson in Hollywood. There's some very exciting news today from the film capital, and here's the hottest news of all. I've just learned that in the recent Gold Cup race at Hollywood Park, Jack Benny, famous tightwad of screen and radio, bet $85,000 on the winner, Challenge Me. The price was $17.20 to win. This netted the comedian exactly $646,000. What a break for Benny.
Turn that off. Turn that off. Steve, are you crazy? Have you gone nuts? Have you lost your mind?
Now, Benny, don't get excited. Come down off of that bookcase and let me talk to you.
But, Steve, don't you remember I told you it was all a dream? It didn't happen. I dreamt that I bet $85,000 on Challenge Me. Why, I wouldn't
Hold
bet...
it, Benny. Now, hold it. Nobody outside of this room knows it's a dream. Now, we're going to make him believe it really happened.
What?
It'll give you a new personality. Why, all your life you've been Benny the skinflint, Benny the cheapskate, Benny the miser. Benny the miser, Benny the miser.
Polly, be quiet.
Now, from now on, it's going to be Benny the spendthrift, the plunger, the sport, the Diamond Jim Brady of the 20th century. Everybody in America will be talking about the new Jack Benny.
Well, say it, Steve. It might be something at that. I guess it wouldn't hurt if people thought it really happened.
Can't hurt a thing, not a thing. I got to run now, Benny, and look. Whenever you're out in public, I want you to light your Lucky Strikes with $10 bills.
$10 bill? But, Steve...
All right, use 5.
But I don't want to burn a $5 bill every time I go around.
Okay, use 1, but wrinkle them so nobody can see the numbers.
But even $1 bills, I don't want to go around...
Couldn't he use a red-hot penny?
Yeah, I have plenty of matches.
You've got to impress the public, Benny. Now, this will be in every Hollywood column. Luella Parsons, Jimmy Starr, Hedda Hopper, Harrison Carroll, Harry Crocker, and Benny. Be sure to listen to your radio every night this week. So long!
Gee, Rochester, you know, he may have something. This may turn out to be a great thing for me.
Yeah, your dreams are getting better all the time.
They sure are.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gabriel Heater. Oh, yes, there's big news tonight. There was nothing outstanding in the news last night. No one knows what the news will be tomorrow night. But, oh, yes, there's big news from Hollywood tonight. Jack Benny, the comedian, went out to Hollywood Park last Saturday and placed a bet of $85,000 on Challenge Me to win. Mind you, to win. Benny watched calmly as the horses ran and remained calm. The Challenge Me came up from far behind to calmly win the Gold Cup race. And the horse paid a big price. Jack Benny won $646,000. Oh, yes, there's one happy soul in Hollywood tonight. And now, just 30 seconds for my sponsor.
Rochester, tonight's the night we're supposed to listen to H.V. Kaltenborn.
Yes, sir, I'll turn it on.
Good evening, everybody. Well, we have several new developments in the news this evening. Yes. And those developments come particularly from Russia. But before I give you the news from Europe, here's a very interesting item from our own country. It has been disclosed that Jack Benny, radio screen star, won $646,000 on Challenge Me in last Saturday's Gold Cup race in Hollywood. Benny, who has been known for years, is inclined to hoard his money. Yes, he placed a bet of $85,000 on the horse that won the race. This comes as quite a surprise to the nation. And now the latest developments from Russia. It seems that...
Turn it off, Rochester.
Yes, sir.
Rochester, isn't this terrific? All this publicity, and the only ones that know it was a dream are Steve Bradley, you, and me.
And me.
Quiet, Polly. Rochester, I'm going upstairs and shave before I go to bed. Don't forget to come up and tuck me in.
I won't, boss, I won't. Doggone, the boss should have stayed a baby. He's scared of the dark, likes milk, sucks his thumb, and sleeps with a teddy bear. Well, I guess he never... Uh-oh, there's the door.
Good evening. I'm a reporter with the Associated Press. You're Rochester, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Fine, you're just the one I wanted to get my story from. Now, let me ask you something. Have you noticed any change in Mr. Benny since he won all this money?
Well, no, except that now he's strongly in favor of a large army and navy.
Yes, I can understand that. Now, an interesting sidelight on this story would be how Mr. Benny carried this money home from the track.
Well, I don't know, but I imagine in the usual way, in his shoes.
He carries his money in his shoes?
Uh-huh. You can tell his financial condition by his height.
Really?
Yeah, when he reaches 6'5", he's on his way to the bank.
Well, Rochester, this is all very interesting, and I'd like to ask you one more question.
Yes, sir.
I imagine since Mr. Benny won $646,000, he throws his money away.
Yes, but not far. Not far.
Well, he probably doesn't want people to think he's a show-off. Thank you very much, Rochester.
You're welcome. Goodbye. Goodbye. Well, I better go up and tuck the boss in. Tomorrow's Saturday, he's got a rehearsal. I hope he's asleep or I'll have to tell him a story. Let's see, I did Little Red Riding Hood last night. Oh, well, I'll do the Three Little Bears. He never remembers that. Yeah, that's the one.
There's quite a crowd around NBC today, isn't there, Rochester?
Yes, sir. Have you got the scripts, boss?
I've got 'em. Let's go in.
Let's see your passes before you... Oh, it's you, Mr. Benny.
Yes, hello, Mike.
Congratulations, Mr. Benny. Sure, it's the luck of the Irish you had at the races.
No, you heard about me cleaning up on Challenge Me.
That I did. How does it feel?
Feel? Well, to tell you the truth, it doesn't make me feel any different. I haven't changed a bit.
I was afraid of that.
Uh-huh?
I mean, I was afraid of you changing.
Oh. Well, come on, Rochester. Let's go on inside. Funny how everyone in town knows about me winning that money. See, that Steve Bradley did a terrific job on the publicity. I'm the most talked of man in the...
Jack, congratulations. Let me give you a big kiss. You know, Jack.
Wait a minute, Mary. Gee, I'm all out of breath. You never kissed me like that before. Gee, you got lipstick all over my forehead.
Gosh, Jack, imagine you winning $646,000. The things you can do with that money.
Yeah. I can buy limousines, a yacht, a new flint for my cigarette lighter.
Gee, I can't understand it. How did you happen to bet $85,000?
Well, it's all I happen to have with me. I was wearing low shoes that day.
You know, Jack, there's one thing puzzling me. Last week when you told me about this, you said it was only a dream.
Oh, you see, Mary, I was too modest to admit the truth.
Well, I don't know. I've never seen you bet more than $2 on a horse.
Well...
And even then, you give the jockey sealed orders to be open at the first turn.
That's the same, Mary. I'm telling you the truth.
Hiya, Jackson. 646,000 pieces of federal lettuce. Congratulations, Mary. Kiss me, you dove.
Well, you were supposed to congratulate me.
I know, but it's more fun this way.
No lipstick on his forehead. He's got a bad aim.
You know, Jackson, I can't get over you betting $85,000 on a horse.
Why?
Well, you've been so cheap all your life. You must have a dual personality.
Bill, I'm the same guy I always was. There's no such a thing as a dual personality.
Certainly there is. There are two sides to everyone.
What?
I got two sides to me.
What do you mean?
Well, there's one side of me that likes bourbon, scotch, gin, beer, and pretzels.
Yeah?
And then there's the other side of me that don't like pretzels.
Bill, you've got three sides. There's another side of you don't like music. Now, come on, we got to rehearse.
Jack, what kind kind of show are we going to do this week?
Oh, I don't know, but I think I'd like to do another sketch like Gaslight. You know, the one we did 2 weeks ago with Ingrid Bergman.
Say, Jackson, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. That Ingrid Bergman dame puzzles me. I never knew that Ingrid was a girl's name.
Why not?
Well, last year when I didn't want to sign that new contract with you, that's what you called me.
That was ingrate. My goodness, can't you tell?
Well, hello, Mary.
Hiya.
Bill.
Hello,
Hello,
Don.
Don.
Hello, Jack, and congratulations.
Well, Colonel Blimp.
Now, wait a minute, Jack. I wish you'd stop making fun of my weight. It's not my fault.
It isn't that?
No, gosh, Jack, being fat's no fun. Only yesterday I went to the doctor about it, and he said that my excess weight was due to a rare illness known as Umnivarium digestibilis equinarius.
What does that mean in English?
I eat like a horse.
Don, I could have told you that without Latin, you know.
Oh, but Latin's a wonderful language, Jack. Remember those immortal words of Julius Caesar? So roundium, so fermius, so fully pactium.
You're right, Donium. And at Julius Caesar's funeral, when Mark Antony got up before the crowd and standing over the body said, "Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco." Even Julius got up and took a couple of puffs there. All right, kids, now let's start with
Say,
the...
boss, the telephone operator's been trying to reach you. You got a long-distance call from New York.
Oh. Well, I'll take it on this phone here.
Say, Mabel. Yeah, Mr. Benny's dressing room is flashing. I wonder what Stella Dallas wants now. I don't know. I'll find out. Hello?
Operator, this is Jack Benny. You have a long-distance call for me?
Just a second, Mr. Benny. I'll check on it. Say, Mabel, did you handle a long-distance call for Mr. Benny? Oh, yeah, New York was trying to get him. I'll plug in the long-distance operator. Say, Gertrude, ain't that Jack Benny an amazing character? Yeah. I'll never forget how he kept buying me candy bars and trying to lure me up to his apartment to show me his etchings. And finally, like a darn fool, I went, "Gee, what happened?" He showed me his etchings. You know, I don't... Hello, NBC. Yes, Mr. Gildersleeve, I'll plug you in immediately. Gee, Mabel, my switchboard's all filled. Benny's on the first plug, Gildersleeve's on the second, and Greenberg's on third. You think that some... Yes? All right, I'll tell him. Oh, Mr. Benny,
Yes, operator.
that long-distance call was canceled.
All right, thank you. All right, kids, now let's start the rehearsal. Where's Larry Stevens?
Here I am, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, kid.
Gee, $646,000. Oh, boy, could I use that money now that I'm married.
Why? What would you do with all that money, kid?
I'd go on a honeymoon.
But I thought you went on a honeymoon.
Yeah, but this time I'd take my wife with me.
Oh. Well, kid, someday you may be as smart as I am. Now, let's get on with the rehearsal. Now, Larry, you go over your song while we go in the other room and read the script.
Okay.
Now, come on, fellas. Let's do it.
You came along from out of nowhere. You took my heart and found it free. Wonderful dreams, wonderful schemes from nowhere made every hour sweet as a flower for me. If you should go back to your nowhere, leaving with me a memory
How'd the rehearsal go tonight, Mr. Benny?
Fine, fine. Now remember, Rochester, don't you dare tell anybody that my winning all that money was only a dream.
Don't worry, boss. It'll be our little secret.
Boy, what a publicity stunt this is. That Steve Bradley certainly knows his business. He's really a genius. We're only a block from home now, Rochester. You can start putting on the brakes.
There you are, boss, right in front of the house.
More like it. Last night I had to walk back a block. Rochester, I'm going in. You put the car in the garage.
Yes, sir.
What time is it, Rochester?
11:15.
That late? 11:15, huh? Well, you can have the rest of the night off.
Thanks, boss. I'll run up to the country for a rest.
Good night.
Good night.
Let's see. Where's my key? Oh, here. I'll have to get a longer keychain. This doorknob hurts my stomach. There. Gee, it's dark. Where's the light? Oh, here. Gee, I can't get over...
All right, Benny. Stick 'em up.
Yike!
Come on, Benny. Get back in your shoes.
What? What is this?
It's a stick-up. Now listen, Benny. I want that $600,000 you won at the racetrack.
But I haven't got it. I didn't win any money. My press agent, Steve Bradley, he put it in the papers. It was just a publicity stunt. The joke's on you. See?
Now stop stalling, Benny. You keep your dough in a vault, and we're going down there and get it.
But I...
Get moving, and right straight for that vault or I'll drill you.
Yes, sir. Would you care for a cup of coffee? Huh?
No, Benny, I just want to get in that vault.
Yes, sir. Here we are.
Now, I got this gun right in my pocket, so no tricks.
Yes, sir. I'll open the door.
Oh, who goes there?
Oh, it's me, Ed.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny. Who's that with you?
Oh, he's
I'm a friend of his.
Yes, Ed. He's a friend of mine.
Well, any friend of Mr. Benny's a friend of mine. Come on in, browse around.
Thanks.
I haven't seen you in a long time, Mr. Benny. How are things in the outside world?
Well, we won the war, and the boys are all coming home.
Good. I'll bet they'll give General Pershing a great reception.
No, Ed. You see, this
Cut out that chatter, Benny, and open that safe.
Yes, sir. Ed, I might as well tell you. This is a gangster, so don't make a false move.
Well, any friend of yours, a friend of mine.
Open that safe. Open that safe.
Yes, sir. Let's see. The combination is right to 45, left to 160.
Back to 15. Then left to 110. There.
haven't heard anything like that since I broke out of San Quentin.
Look, mister. You can see for yourself. I haven't got $600,000. All I got in there is $10,000, and I need it.
10,000?
Yes. Please believe me. The $85,000 I bet on the horse was only a dream. Look, that's all I've got. $10,000. You wouldn't take that from me, would you?
You're darn right I'll take it. Now, come on, hand it over.
My, this is thrilling.
Mister, please don't take that.
Hand over that 10 grand or I'll plug you.
Yes, sir. Here you are.
All right. Now, both of you stay right where you are. And I'm warning you, don't move.
I'll go after him, Mr. Benny.
No, Ed. Put down that bow and arrow. He's got a gun. Oh, my goodness. $10,000. $10,000 gone. Darn that Steve Bradley with his publicity. It's all his fault. If I told him once, I told him 1,000 times. I said, Steve, it didn't happen. It was a dream. I dreamt that I won $600,000. But no, he had to go for his wild, crazy, stupid publicity. Ladies and gentlemen, sometime between October 29th and December 8th, your doorbells will be rung by a Victory Loan volunteer. Answer the doorbell and welcome him or her, because these are the Americans who worked faithfully and hard to make previous bond drives so successful. Although the war is over, we haven't paid the bill for it, and the quota for this Victory Loan is $11 billion. We'll make it. And by we, I mean you and me, the Victory Volunteers. All of us. This will be the last victory drive, folks, so it's really our last chance to show these fighting men still in our hospitals and all our men and women in uniform that we know they finished their job, and we'll finish ours. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gabriel Heater and H.V. Kaltenborn were impersonated by Ollie O'Toole. Erskine Johnson was impersonated by Erskine Johnson. Jack will be back in just a minute, but first here is my good friend Effie Boone.
Sold American.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
That's right. LSMFT.
Independent tobacco experts, auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen present at the auctions can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy the finer, the lighter, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco. This fine Lucky Strike tobacco means real deep-down smoking enjoyment for you.
Sure thing. LSMFT.
Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
The famous tobacco auctioneers heard on tonight's program are Mr. L.A. Speed Riggs of Goldsboro, North Carolina. And Mr. F.E. Boone of Lexington, Kentucky.
At 45, sold American.
Basil Rysdale speaking for Lucky Strike. LSMFT. LSMFT. LSMFT.
There's fine smoking pleasure in fine tobacco, and Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Oh, my goodness. $10,000. There should be some action on this. I called the police hours ago. I'll turn on the radio. Maybe there's some news.
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. There's a happy man in Hollywood tonight. Nobody knows how he felt last night. No one can tell how he'll feel tomorrow night. But, oh, yes, there's a happy soul in Hollywood tonight.
And he's
This is the national...
Lights Out is up next on nightly old-time radio shows.
GT206.
Metacom presents Arch Obler's Lights Out, Everybody. It is later than you think. This is Arch Obler bringing you another in our series of stories of the unusual. And once again we caution you, these lights out stories are definitely not for the timid soul. So we tell you calmly and very sincerely, if you frighten easily, turn off your radio now.
In a world which fills our hours with a multiplicity of little things, it's sometimes good to stand away in imagination and think of the great wonder of life itself, that out of the darkness of space came this great gift of consciousness. Tonight, with my distinguished actor friend, Edmund Gwenn, I'd like to bring you my play about this infinite wonder.
And so, my good friends, I can only add that I thank you with all my heart for the honor you have given me this evening. The newspaper men who are here would, of course, like me to make a sensationalist statement regarding the nature and the effect of cosmic rays. That is understandable. We know that these rays originate in the cold distances so far beyond our universe that the human mind cannot begin to grasp the reality of the endless darkness. We know that these cosmic radiations are continually bombarding us, changing the very structure of things with every passing second. Some of us believe that it is this radiation which, acting upon the atoms of primeval matter, caused the gradual evolution of the creature called man out of primeval slime. Yes, a popular magazine article recently headlined the cosmic ray as the essence of life. The essence of life. Perhaps. But where out of the frigid darkness come these radiations? Where? What lies beyond the reach of our greatest telescopes that is the source of this tremendous unseen flow of cosmic energy? Some of you stir restlessly. You are thinking our friend Sir Albert grows senile. Life grows short for him. He is looking out into the night with fear. No, my friend. It is not fear that makes me ask the questions whence and where. It is not even hope. It is wonder. Wonder at the source of this unending stream of power that drives across eternal space, bringing our universe what may be the very source of life. Now I say to you, what so many of you already believe in your hearts, that our world, and all we know of it, all things, all beings, is not mechanism, but the result, the expression of a thought, a great, transcending thought. I leave you with this question. Can it be that cosmic radiations are a direct expression of that divine, eternal thought?
If you'll sit here, Sir Albert.
Thank you, Harris. Thank you.
May I get you something?
No. Oh, just see that they let me rest here a few moments. I'm very tired.
I'd like to say it was a thrilling occasion, Sir Albert. So many of your friends who... those reporters.
Tell them I'll see them as soon as I possibly can.
Yes, sir. No, I'm sorry, Sir Albert cannot see anyone just now. He's indisposed.
Yes, I must see my father.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Mrs. Lennox. If you'll step in. Good evening, Mr. Lennox.
Good evening, Harris.
No, not now. Sir Albert will be out in a moment.
Father, dear.
Grace. Well, my child.
Good evening, Sir Albert.
You too, Kurt. It was good of you to come.
It was an honor that few son-in-laws enjoy.
Oh, Father, we were so thrilled. It's been a wonderful evening. The hall out there, filled with such distinguished people. All of them there to do honor to you. Oh, I was so happy I started to cry, and Kurt got so embarrassed. Father, you will?
You? No. Just weary.
Oh, we'll take you home, sir.
No, there's no need for that. Alice here will take care of me.
Father, you are ill. Why didn't you let me know? We would have come back to London sooner.
How can I convince you? I'm quite all right.
But your face, I've never seen it so tired. As if you hadn't slept for days.
That's true enough.
You haven't been resting?
No.
But you've never been troubled with insomnia?
I haven't slept more than 1 hour a night in the past week.
Father,
There's no need to be alarmed.
Father, what is wrong, please?
Please tell us, sir.
Yes. Yes, telling you, the two of you closest to me, that would clear my mind, wouldn't it? It started exactly 7 days ago. I can't sleep because of a dream.
Dream?
Dream?
Yes, dream. Dream, the same infernal dream, night after night for 7 days. A dream without meaning, a dream from which I awaken and then can't sleep again.
Is it something horrible, sir?
No, there's no horror in it. And yet, I don't know. All I know is that the recurrence of the dream is beyond endurance. I'll tell you something. A few moments ago, when I was out there on the platform looking down at all those faces, I suddenly had the impulse to ask them about my dream.
What?
Say to them, you, my colleagues, clever men of science, aren't you? Then answer me this. What of my dream?
Father, please come to our place for a fortnight.
Yes, do, sir. The fresh air, change of scenery.
Change of...
Yes. The fresh air.
Yes. Why not? Change of environment may do me good, that's true enough. Yes, I will go with you.
I'm glad. The moors are getting so lovely, and we'll walk you around until you're all healthy again. Won't we, Kurt?
Right.
Don't you want to hear what I dreamt?
If you want to tell us.
Yes, I do. I want to very much. In the telling of it, there may be understanding. I go to bed, I close my eyes, I sleep. And suddenly I'm dreaming. I'm standing alone on the top of a windswept hill. It's very dark. I know it is cold, and yet I do not feel the cold. The wind sighs around me. I know it is wind, and yet I do not feel the movement of air. I stand there, Albert Camden. I know it is I, yet strangely I am free of body. I stand there in spirit only. Suddenly I look up. The darkness is gone. Thousands of twinkling stars and the icy brightness of the planets. Believe me, I see them all above me. Suddenly, far above me, a star grows brighter and brighter. It rushes down towards me, and I see it isn't a star, but a great thrust of flashing rays. Closer and closer they come to me, they cover me, and in me there is an unbearable yearning to fly up into them, follow the path of them, on and on and on. My whole consciousness tears with the want to go into those flying sparks. I feel torn into a million shreds with the want to go into them, follow them, I must, and then panic, a horrible feeling of panic. I cry out, I awaken. My dream is over, and I cannot sleep. Oh, there, I've told you.
Father,
You, daughter. And you, Kurt, you're young. Perhaps in the freshness of your mind, you can find an answer to this hallucination that comes to me in my sleep. Well, haven't either one of you anything to say?
60 years of research, Father. You've worked harder than any man I've known, and so you're tired. And so you dream. Come with us to the moors. You'll rest, and then you won't dream anymore.
Perhaps I want to dream again.
The fire's hungry. Another log, kid?
No, I think we'd better be turning in soon. Right, Sir Albert?
Yes, in a few moments.
Tired, aren't you? And no wonder. What was it? 15 miles?
Now, don't exaggerate, darling. 10 miles, and that's stretching it a bit.
Father,
Hmm?
you are feeling better, aren't you?
Huh?
I said your health, you're resting at night. It has been better since you've been here with us.
Yes. Yes, of course.
I'm so glad. Sometimes I was almost afraid that you... oh, but I'm talking too much. And I should be sleeping. Well, off I go to my little white couch. Good?
No, I think I'll have another pipeful before I turn in.
Well, if I'm spurned, I'm spurned. You, Father, going up?
No. No, I'll sit here a bit if you don't mind.
All right. But don't sit up late, you two.
We won't.
Night, Father.
Night, dear. Good night. Wind's rising. Look at those sparks go up the chimney. Kurt. Yes, sir? What I said before, it isn't true. Sir? I told Grace I've been sleeping well. I haven't, you know. I guessed as much. It's been worse every night. The dream? Yes. If I only could understand the meaning of it. I tell you, boy, it's like a familiar name you can't remember. The want of remembering grinds in your head until it's beyond endurance. Is it the same as you told? Yes, exactly the same. The hilltop, the feeling of freedom from body, that rush of sparks like music to my ears, the want to rise up beyond them, then the sudden feeling of panic and the horrible awakening. What does it mean? What? Every night, over and over. Why? 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 If I could do something, sir. Do? What is there to do? You're not a young man. The work's been such a strain. If you'd let yourself be examined, I mean a competent medical man who'd find that, well, the subconscious cause of your dream. You're not angry, are you, sir? There's no reason to be angry. I think I'll go up. Well, good night. You're not? No, I'll sit here until the fire's burnt out. Good night, son. I'd like to say that, well, the reason I suggested a psychiatrist was not that I understand, yes? Night. Good night, sir. I hope you rest well. Good night. Sparks up the chimney. Rush of sparks. Why? Why? Oh, I'm tired. Tired. Sleep. But if I sleep, I'll dream. Dream. Sleep. To dream. To dream. 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 On a hill. Standing on a hill. So dark. Cold. Must be cold. I feel nothing. Why am I here? Dark. Lonely. Lonely. Sky. Stars. Millions of stars. Polaris. Arcturus. Vega. Nebula in Orion. Nebula in Andromeda. So many stars. Clusters. Endless. Worlds beyond worlds. So bright. So clear. Why am I here? Waiting. Yes, waiting for something. I don't remember. I've got to wait. I was tired. I'm not tired anymore. Why am I here? Why do I wait? What? A new star. So bright. Coming closer. Well, how can that be? How can a star? No, a meteor. Falling. Closer. So bright, my eyes are... Oh, now I've got to see. Brighter and brighter. The rays. Flashing rays. Closer and closer, closer and closer. I know you. I've seen you. Bright around me, covering me. Sparks covering me. Yes, I hear you. I want to. Yes, I want to follow you. Follow your path. I want to.
will. I'll go with you out. No, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to follow you about. If I do,
Father, what is it? Oh, Father, please, wake up.
Grace, what? Someone screamed.
Father, it was Father. Oh, Father,
Sarah,
please. Father, wait.
Oh, Grace.
You cried out.
What? What? Yes, sir, you cried out. You did. What happened? Cried out? A dream. I dreamt. The dream.
Now, who in creation? Yes, yes. Infernally impatient, whoever you are. Yes, where...
If I might come in, Reynolds? Sir Albert. Sorry to disturb you at this hour.
Come in, sir. Come in.
Thank you.
I had no idea, sir, keeping you waiting.
Quite all right.
The country, sir. Did you enjoy it?
My son-in-law brought me back to see a doctor.
You're ill, sir. A chair, won't you sit?
No, quite all right. What time is it?
Almost 11, Sir Albert. If you're not well...
Oh, somehow I had to come here tonight. Late as it was, I had to.
All the laboratory workers, we've missed you, sir. It's been a long time since you left London. Almost a month.
29 nights.
Did you say something, sir?
No, nothing. Tell me, the work. Has it been going well?
Quite well, sir.
Outside, I could hear the whine of a generator.
Yes, sir. This here. We've gone right ahead with the work. We've gotten some rather interesting results by reverse excitation of the cathode fields. May I show you?
Yes.
Well, sir, the Regents asked us to devise some means of illustrating, or rather, visualizing cosmic radiation so that it can be demonstrated in the classroom. I devised this contraption. It has no authenticity, but it does visualize on this fluorescent screen what a rush of cosmic rays might look like.
Show me, boy.
Right, sir. You'll see. It does visualize cosmic radiation for the students. Watch, sir. See, sir? On the screen. Ah, Sir Albert. Sir Albert, what is it? What?
Same. What? The same, I tell you. In miniature, but the same.
I don't understand, sir.
The rush of sparks. The pattern of sparks, I tell you.
Sir Albert.
Don't look at me as if I was crazy. I've seen them. The same pattern of flying sparks, but 1,000 times greater.
Sir Albert, you're not serious. Cosmic rays, they aren't visible to the eye.
Glorious, driving through space, through the universe, showering the earth.
Sir Albert.
I've seen it, I tell you. I've seen it in my dream. Dream? Yes, in my dream. That's what I wanted to know, and now I do know. What I've been seeing in my sleep. Cosmic radiation. Cosmic rays. The path of them out of the infinite. Pouring out of one focal point in the darkness of space. Yes, stare at me all you want to, but I've been dreaming that night after night. I've been... But why do I dream that? I know what I dream, but I don't know why.
But, Mr. Lennox, if Sir Albert...
No, Harris, there's no need to be so disturbed.
But I've been with Sir Albert so many years. His strange behavior...
There's nothing strange about it. He apparently walked around the streets until he was exhausted. So, when he came home, he announced that tonight he felt certain he'd be able to sleep. Now, that's perfectly plausible and normal.
I don't like it, sir.
Harris, you're an old woman. Instead of that long face, you should be happy.
Should I?
Yes. For the first time in weeks, Sir Albert seems alive and animated, eager to go to sleep. Well, that sounds paradoxical, doesn't it? Well, see, I feel happy, too, somehow. That's the way you should feel. This is going to be good news for Grace, Mrs. Lennox. I think I'll telephone her. She'll be as pleased as Punch that Sir Albert has come out of it all. Gone to bed and to sleep in a perfectly normal manner. Yes, to sleep in a perfectly normal manner.
Sleep. 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 Must sleep. Must. The dream. Will I? But I must dream it again. Must. But if I sleep and don't dream, no, will dream. So many nights dreamt that dream. Got to dream it again. Yes, again. Dream again. Once. Once again. Oh, find out why. Dream again. Dream. Why do dream? Why? Why do dream? Dream. 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 On a hilltop. Yes, the dream. Dreaming and knowing that I dream. Cold. Feel the cold. I never felt the cold before in the other dreams. If this dream is as the others, sky will clear. Yes, stars. Millions of them. So bright. Oh, no, I can't be dreaming. So real. No, this can't be a dream. I'm not asleep. I'm not. Awake. I've got to remember. Sitting in front of the fire. Yes, I was sitting in front of the fire. Got up. Wandered out of the house. Yes, that's it. Not a dream. Wandered out into the night. On a hilltop. I'm here. Yes, I am. Stars so bright, everything round me so real. This is reality. It must be. No. A dream, I know. A dream. Waiting. Listening. For what? I can't remember. Something that should happen. Something that always happened in this dream. Oh, why can't I remember? I must remember. I will remember. What? A star? Out there? How bright. Oh, no, it can't be a star. No star could be so bright. A meteor. Yes, a meteor. Rushing at me. Oh, I'm afraid I've got to run. It's rushing at me. Why don't I run? No, I can't. So bright. My eyes are... That sound. The rays. Now I remember. Yes, I remember. Yes, the rays. That's what I was waiting for. Always in the dream, the rays. Coming down at me. Pouring from the sky. I remember. Why should I be afraid? Rays. I know what they are now. No. I'm not afraid. Rays. Glorious. Coming down. Closer. Soon they'll be touching me. Covering me. Glorious rays. In my dream, I'm seeing rays of the cosmos. Wonderful dream. Wonderful. So bright, shining, glittering, sparkling, glittering around me, covering me. I feel I want to go into them. Yes, follow the path of them, path of the rays. Let myself go up into them. Let them take me up into... No, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Hey, but I wanted to know. These rays over me, if they are cosmic. Yes, I wanted to know. Always I wanted to know. in the dream. Wait, where they come from? What's beyond them? I will know. I've got to go up into them. Follow them. They'll carry me. Take me to where... They're lifting me. Lifting me. Higher. Higher. The hill. Gone. Moving so quickly I can't see. I can't breathe. Anna, stop. I'm afraid. Afraid. Faster. Faster. Stars. Galaxies. Universe. Gone. Faster. Faster. Higher. Higher. Where? Glaring light around me. Where are they taking me? Yes. I hear. But what? What?
Unending stream of power, driving across eternal space, bringing our universe what may be the very source of life.
Yes, I said.
Can it be that these cosmic radiations are a direct expression of that divine, eternal thought?
Divine, eternal thought? I remember. I said... But can it be? Can it be? Brighter and brighter. My eyes. I see again. What? Yes, I was right. It was the truth. The truth.
Father died peacefully in his sleep.
Hey, man, how about we check in with Fibber, Magee, and Molly next? That sounds good to me.
The Pet Milk Program with Fibber, Magee, and Molly. The first evaporated milk, Pet Milk, presents Fibber, Magee, and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryant, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Some foods just naturally go together, like bread and butter, ham and eggs, and coffee and Pet Milk. Lots and lots of folks who used to take cream in their coffee now use Pet evaporated milk. Not just because Pet Milk costs so much less, but because it makes coffee taste so good. Gives coffee the creamy color and mellow, satisfying flavor that coffee drinkers love. Now, let me tell you why Pet Milk is so right for coffee. The Pet Milk people take good, sweet country milk and remove more than half the water by evaporation. The result is a concentrated milk, which doesn't make your coffee taste weaker or watery. It just makes it taste better. And think of it. For the same amount of money you'd spend for coffee cream, you get more than twice as much Pet evaporated milk. So, for extra enjoyment, for extra economy, in your coffee, use Pet brand evaporated milk. Get several cans at your grocer's tomorrow. Statistics prove that there are two distinct types of duck hunters. There's the strong, silent type of sportsman who shoots well and talks little. And there's Mr. Magee. Now, Fibber, Magee, and Molly.
I can hardly wait for tomorrow morning to get out here, Molly, to get here. Boy, oh boy, when daylight breaks over Dugan's Lake, I'll be mowing down them mallards.
What's a mallard, dearie?
Nothing. What's the mallard with you? Oh! A mallard duck. It's a duck, Molly. A wild duck.
Oh, McGee, I wish you wouldn't shoot at those poor little...
Boy, I'll fracture him. You're looking at the dead shootingest, never missingest duck buster in town, kiddo. When I bear down on a moving mallard with my trusty old 12-gauge, that duck's as good as stuffed with wild rice right there.
The last one you brought home was stuffed with BBs. As I recall, it took two of us to lift it on the platter.
That was just careful shooting, did that, Molly. I took such careful aim at that duck that 12 other hunters hit him before I did. I had to shoot him on the way down.
Well, I don't know why you fellas should be so proud of shooting those innocent little ducks, McGee. I swear I don't. Why don't you pick on something your own size?
Oh, well, now, that just ain't practical, Tootsie. I shoot something my own size, we couldn't even get it in the oven.
No, I guess not.
And besides, it's not just the shooting, Molly. It's the
isn't?
sport of the thing.
It is.
It's the great man-to-man, give-and-take companionship that three good pals like I and Latrivia and Doc Gamble get out of going hunting together do.
I seem to remember that you three pals had quite an argument the last time. Something about who shot a certain duck?
Well, yeah. Doc Gamble did say that anybody else who claimed it was a dirty, sneaking thief. And Latrivia made some nasty remarks about a dishonest, immoral scoundrel. But I didn't get into it. I just sat there like a gentleman on the duck.
Well, I'm glad you kept your dignity, dearie.
I kept the duck, too. Well, I'd better get busy here and start getting my hunting stuff together, I guess, now.
What's your hurry? What's your hurry? The boys won't be here to pick you up until 4 a.m., you said.
Well, you know me. I'm always ready early.
Since when?
Since the time I was late and they went off without me. Now, let me see. I got my shotgun out. And hey, where's my shotgun? My shotgun. You see my shotgun?
Right there on the piano, dearie, where you put it.
Oh, thanks. It's my turn to bring the shells for everybody, too, for all
You're
three of us.
bringing shells for all of us?
For all three of us. So I got doggone. Where's that box of shells? You seen the box of shells? I put it down there by the door. Why ain't it there now by the door?
Because that's the front door, and you put it down by the kitchen door.
Oh, yeah. Well, then where's my duck call?
What's that sticking out of your shirt pocket?
That's my duck call. Now, let me see if it's working okay. It's a little flat.
McGee, can you really fool the ducks as one of those things?
I'll say you can. When I'm really trying with this baby, anything can happen. I let go a blast on this thing out of Dugan's Lake last fall, and 3 moose came busting out through the bushes right behind me.
Heavenly days, I didn't even know we had moose around here.
Neither did I, but they all had them badges on that said Loyal Order of Moose. Lodge number 10. Seems their car busted down up on the road, and they were walking down through the
Just a minute, dearie. Just a minute. Come in. Hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hello there, kids. Hi, daughter. Hey, Johnny, what you doing with the shotgun? Going hunting?
Yep, I'm going after some ducks out to Dugan's Lake.
Funny you should mention hunting, Johnny.
Yeah?
Reminds me of the hunter I used to be when I lived out west.
Oh?
Ever tell you kids about when I lived out west?
50 times.
At least.
Well, this will make it 51, kid. The west was full of buffalo in them days.
Yeah?
So I decided to get myself a partner and do some buffalo hunting.
Yeah?
I looked up an Indian chief named Bashful Beaver who lived in a wigwam with hot running water.
My goodness, how modern.
Hot running water was his squaw, daughter.
I see.
Well, sir, Bashful Beaver didn't think I could shoot good enough to hunt with him, so we had us a contest. Took turns shooting at a poker chip we had set up half a mile away.
Half a mile away?
Yep, Bashful Beaver shot first and missed. I shot 4 times, put 4 holes in the poker chip, and I still use it for a pants button.
I hope it holds up better than that story did, because I believe
So, after we killed all the buffalo, I joined up with the Texas Rangers and started hunting outlaws, kids.
Still a hunter, huh?
Yep, I come across a fella named Boot Hill Mortis. Toughest outlaw in Texas. Quick as a flash, I yanked my gun.
Did you shoot?
Did I shoot? I shut out the lights, shut out the doors, shut up the alley, shut down the road, and I ain't been in Texas since.
Billy Mills in the orchestra, and When Buddha Smiles.
Now, let me see. I got my gun. Iodine for the scratches when I fall down in the brush. My hip boots. Doggone it, what did I do with my hip boots? Where's my hip boots? I had my hip... Oh, I got them on. Well, now, let's see.
Did you take the butter out of the icebox? It's sitting on the kitchen sink.
Yeah, you can put it back now, kiddo. I'm through with it. The boots are okay.
The boots?
Yeah, my hip boots wouldn't go on account of my feet must have swole up or something, I guess, so I had the butter out to butter my heels a little. They're fine now.
Heavenly days.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing like a well-buttered heel, I always say. Say, incidentally, if you're looking for that wooden duck of yours, I moved it out on the back porch.
My decoy? I hope you handled that careful, Molly. I just finished painting that decoy. Touched it up a little.
Yes, say, I wanted to ask you about that. Why did you paint that duck with one eye closed?
Well, I'm trying out a new theory, Molly. That's a wooden she-duck, you see. And I figured the he-ducks would flock around more if they think the she-duck is winking at them.
Heavenly days. Is nothing sacred?
Gives her a kind of a coy look, you see. I figure a coy decoy, especially a coy she-decoy, will decoy more he-ducks than a decoy that don't look coy. I really need a boy decoy to go with it, because with a coy boy decoy to decoy the girl ducks and the she decoy to decoy the he ducks, I'll duck the decoys in Dugan's Lake and decoy more ducks with those ducky decoys.
Come in quick.
Hello. Hello, Molly. Hi, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hello, Hilo. Care to drop over tomorrow night for a duck dinner, boy? I'm Doc Gamble in the
Hey, speaking of duck dinner, pal, kids are all alike, aren't they?
Huh?
Yes, sir, they just hate to come in at mealtime. They'd rather stay out and play.
Huh?
But when Mom bakes one of those delicious pet milk pumpkin pies for dessert, everybody comes running. Nobody wants to duck dinner.
Oh, this is pathetic.
Oh, dear, I'm so embarrassed for the poor lad, McGee. The things he has to do.
Yes, sir, Mary Lee Taylor's great pumpkin pie recipe, pumpkin pie made with pet evaporated milk, is a favorite of good cooks the country over.
The country over Dugan's Lake is plastered with ducks.
Picture that rich, creamy smoothness, that beautiful golden brown color, that delicious spicy flavor.
Just like a canvasback.
Pumpkin pie is always a special dessert. And pumpkin pie made with pet milk, that good sweet milk evaporated to double richness, is an extra special treat on anybody's table.
Yeah, but what that's got to do with...
Mary Lee Taylor's pet milk pumpkin pie recipe is featured at your grocery.
Yeah, but...
And if you stop in...
Hey.
It's terrific.
Look, Ducky. Milky.
Yes, pal.
You want to go with us? We're leaving at 4 in the morning. It's only 8 p.m. now. That gives you several hours to get ready.
No. Thanks, pal. Count me out.
Oh, aren't you a hunter, Mr. Wilcox?
Oh, indeed I am, Molly. In fact, I expect to do some big game hunting this weekend.
Big game hunting?
Yes, there's a big football game in town, and I'll be hunting for tickets. So long, pal.
Mr. Wilcox enjoys his little jokes, doesn't he?
Even the little bitty ones. Yeah, he kills himself. And it couldn't happen to a guy who deserves it more. Boy, I wish it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm so keyed up.
Oh, look, dearie, now. You've got about 8 hours before the boys get here.
Yeah.
Let's set the alarm clock, and then go to bed and get a good night's sleep before you go.
Hey, that's a wonderful idea, kiddo. Can I take my duck call to bed with me? Then if I wake up, I can practice a few...
Leave it here.
Okay.
You run on upstairs to bed. I've got a few little things to do, and then I'll turn in, too. Okay. A good night's sleep will do it.
So they went to bed early, but the sleep they got wasn't too good. At regular intervals, a plaintive little voice cried out in the darkness.
Molly. Hey, Molly.
What? What is it?
It's me, kiddo. You asleep?
Not now, McGee.
Oh.
Somehow an elbow driven into my ribs seems to disturb me. Just sensitive, I guess. What's the trouble?
Are you sure you set the alarm clock?
Of course I'm sure. It can't be more than 12 o'clock, and you've waked me up 6 times since we went to bed.
Well, I'm sorry, kiddo. I'm just on edge.
Well, get off your edge and try sleeping on your back. Good night.
Good night. Molly. Hey, Molly.
What?
It's me again.
Who else?
Are my feet out of the blankets, Molly? I got a feeling my feet are uncovered.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I don't want to catch cold. Can you see if my feet are uncovered?
Do they feel like they're uncovered?
Well, I can't tell with these boots on.
Go to sleep.
Good night.
Good night.
Molly. Hey, Molly.
You can spare the elbow, dearie. I'm awake.
Oh. Say, do you suppose I ought to call Doc and Latrivia and remind them? You suppose they might forget?
No, they'll be here. Can't you sleep at all?
No, I can't get my mind off them ducks.
Have you tried counting sheep?
Sure, but it don't work. All the sheep have got webbed feet.
Well, try again.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, dearie. It's 3:30. Time to get up. Well, what do you know? He's asleep. McGee, wake up. Well, if this isn't keeps me awake all night because he wants to go duck hunting. Well, by the 7 Sisters of Maud Murphy, he's going. McGee! Oh, dear, there's the boys and early. Just a minute, I'm coming. I don't know what there is about a ringing alarm clock that makes him sleep like that, but he always...
Good morning, Molly. Hello, my dear.
Come in, boys. Himself is still asleep up there.
Great.
His gear is all piled in the living room, except his shells. I put them here on the hall table.
Good. You going with us, Molly? Yes. Why don't you come along?
Oh, no, no, thanks, boys. I just hate to see you kill those pretty little ducks. But you go on and drag Magee out of bed, boys. I'll put the coffee on.
Thanks, Molly. We'll get him up if we have to blast. Come on, Doctor.
Yeah, I've got some matches in case we have to set the bed afire, Latrivia. I've seen little BB Brain asleep before. It's the nearest thing to complete hibernation this side of a polar bear.
A polar bear is quieter, of course. Listen to that sawmill. Magee, wake up.
Waste of time, Latrivia. Throw the covers off him. That's it. Now, you grab his foot. I got the other one. Great Scott. Asleep with his boots on.
Oh, that's what it is. I thought I'd grabbed a hot water bottle. Come on, let's yank him out of here.
Well, never even fazed him. Frankly, I don't think the pleasure of his company is worth the trouble. But at this point, I'm just stubborn.
Yeah. So am I. Grab his foot again, Doctor. We'll drag him downstairs like pulling a sled.
Okay.
Ready?
Let go.
What on earth are you... Magee, for goodness sake.
I think he's coming to, Doctor.
Did the clock go off? Oh, hi, Molly. Oh, what are you doing up? Hey, what am I doing down? Oh, hi, fellas. You ready already? Well, come on, let's go duck hunting.
All right.
Where's my gun?
Where's
the
your gun?
shell?
Right over there.
Where's my
Right
duck
over
call?
there.
Where's my pants?
Well,
Come on, let's go hunting.
All right. The King's Men and Bella Bimba. Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba. Bells always ring, whether it's summer or winter or spring. We like the birds, just at the word, and sing this happy song. Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba. Don't ever cry, I'll tell you why. You can't see the sun with a tear in your eye. Be like the sun, flag up for fun, and sing this happy song. Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba. Look everywhere, lost in the air, dance through your life with a devil-may care. Look in your heart, then you will start to sing this happy song. Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba. You'll never go wrong as long as you sing this Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba. All right, now, keep moving, fellas. Let's get down by the lake and get settled before daybreak.
Oh, it's cold out here.
That's so. You're flapping my earmuffs.
Now, watch your step here, because there's a deep mud hole right there. Walk round it, Doctor.
Thank you. Rapid. Over your boots, McGee?
Yeah. Ever step in a hole in your life that it wasn't over your boots? I hope it's dry in that duck blind because...
Come on, here's our blind here, fellas. Oh. Between those willows.
Quiet now, Miles.
My gosh, you call this a duck blind? Just a cornstalk fence with a willow roof over it.
If you don't like it, my boy, I have a suggestion.
You'll have to do, I guess. My gosh, there's only one real way to make a duck blind.
Well, how would you make a duck blind?
Stick my finger in his eye. Don't you get it, Molly? Oh, she didn't come.
Shall I shoot him, Latrivia, or do you want to match me for it?
I'm afraid we can't shoot him unless he runs, Doctor. It's against the law to shoot them sitting.
Okay, I'll cut the comedy. It's getting light anyhow. Now, look, when them ducks start flying over, you guys watch yourselves, because when I start shooting, I get a little frantic, you see?
Listen. Oh, that lake is loaded.
Look at that.
Look, can you see them way out there on the other side?
Where? Oh, I see him. Oh, boy, is my trigger finger itchy.
Well, scratch it and get your head down. Don't scare them all away, McGee.
Sit down, stupid. Hand me the shells, somebody.
Boy, oh boy, will I murder them mallards. Now, look, you guys. I'm a guest here, so I'll shoot first. After I get a limit, then you guys can go ahead and shoot at the next batch. Because...
Hold it. They're getting up out there.
Yeah.
Watch it. They're just starting to swing this way, and they can
Missed.
Nice shooting, McGee. If you'd waited till they got just a mile or two closer, you might have hit one.
Watch it. Here comes another flock.
Now, let him get closer now. Let him get closer. Don't shoot too fast now, you guys.
Look at that. Millions of holes. Go!
How many we get?
None.
I think I must be leading them a little too far.
My sights must be bent a little.
One I shot at ducked. Just as I pulled the trigger, he swerved. Otherwise, I'd have got...
Shut up and shoot! Look at him go!
Oh! How many we get?
None.
I must be shooting high.
I must be shooting low.
The whole dad-ratted bunch dodged that time. What's the matter with them ducks? They're supposed to fall. Well, come on in the house. Molly will make us some coffee.
Yes, she should be very pleased with us, fellas. She didn't want us to kill those poor little ducks in the first place.
Yeah, say, I forgot about that.
Well, welcome home, mighty hunters.
Oh, it's nice to see you back inside, Rick Moss.
Hello.
How was the duck hunting? How many did you get?
None.
Not even one?
Not even one.
Skunked. The lake was loaded with them, but we couldn't.
Yeah, but... well, look, Doc and Latrivia, I got a confession to make to you men. I didn't try to hit those ducks.
What? Oh, no?
No, sir. Molly felt so bad about us shooting them that I just couldn't bear to kill those little ducks. That's why I missed every shot on purpose. I aimed behind them every time.
Well, you're sweet, dearie.
What an inspiration. Well, I may as well break down also. I too, turned soft-hearted, Molly.
Did you?
I could have murdered those mallards, but for your sake, I shot behind them every time.
Well, you fellas aren't going to ace me out on this thing. I can miss ducks on purpose, too.
Huh?
I shot behind them, too, Molly, every time, just for you, my dear.
Ah, well, I'm so glad it turned out this way, boys. You've all been so sweet that, I'll confess something, too.
Huh? You? What?
I sat up half the night last night taking the BBs out of everybody's shells and filling them up with sand.
Well, for the love of...
Come on in the kitchen, boys. The ham and eggs are ready.
Fibber and Molly return in just a moment. When a young woman marries and starts to keep house, one of the first things she wants to learn is how to cook the foods her husband likes. And Pet Milk gives you young wives the help you want, because on every tall can of Pet Milk, there's a husband-tested recipe. Before any recipe is put on the Pet Milk label, it's sent out to homes like yours, where the wives try the recipe and report what their husbands say about it. And on Pet Milk labels, you get only those recipes which have been given a big OK by the husband. This, of course, is just one of the extras you get when you get Pet evaporated milk. Extra richness is another, because Pet Milk is double rich, concentrated to double richness by evaporation. That means extra amounts of nourishing milk substances, too. And then there's extra economy, for Pet evaporated milk costs less generally than bottled milk or any other form of milk. So, for husband-pleasing recipes, for extra goodness and extra economy, get Pet Milk, the first evaporated milk, the first choice of good cooks.
Let me check that again, Molly. You say the shells you put the sand in were in this box right here?
Of course. That's the box of shells you boys used, dearie.
That's the box of shells that Doc and Latrivia used, but I had a pocket full from last year that I shot with.
What?
Yeah.
Good one?
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah. I must have been shooting behind them. Good night.
Good night, all.
The first evaporated milk, Pet Milk, brings you Fibber, Magee, and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Most women go to a fortune teller sometime in their lives, but probably not every woman has young wife Sally Carter's experience. Because right after the fortune teller visit, she gets unexpected money, and 3 handsome men come into her life. And what Sally Carter discovers, any fortune teller would have had quite a time predicting, as you'll hear in the story of the week on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program next Saturday morning. On the same program, you'll hear the Pet Milk recipe of the week for cranberry salad, a tempting and colorful salad that's easy to fix. For a double measure of good listening, turn your dial to NBC next Saturday morning for Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor.
Next, it's Big Town, then Playhouse on Broadway on NBC.
Well, Silver, wait those thrilling days of yesteryear. Well, the Lone Ranger up next.
Hi-yo, Silver, away! A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo, Silver, the Lone Ranger.
Cattle raising was the first great industry in the western United States. But the ranchers lived in constant fear of the outlaw bands that roamed the border country. It was not until the masked rider of the plains started his great fight for justice that rustlers were driven from the new territory, and the frontier became safe for honest men and women. Return with us now to those thrilling days when the West was young. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver! We're on the trail of rustlers! Oh, Silver, away!
A young woman riding a red bay raced along the rough and broken trail. Suddenly, a masked man on a white stallion flashed from the cover of a grove of trees and started after her.
Get up. Get along there. Get along.
Come on, Silver!
Get away from me. Get back. Let me alone or I'll shoot.
You kill yourself. Slow down.
I'm warning you. Get away.
Come on, Silver! Put down your gun. You can't shoot at this speed.
Go away and let me be.
Hold that. Hold, boy.
Let go of that bridle. Let me be. By thunder, I will tell you. Now let go or
You listen to me. You can do what you want in the way of risking your neck. That's up to you. But it isn't fair to risk the life of a horse as fine as that one of yours.
What?
I'll stop anyone I see riding a horse as you were.
Well, I'll be. It's the horse you're thinking of, not me.
I've heard that Ann Beckwood can take care of herself.
So you know my name.
Owner of the Box B Ranch.
Oh, and that's the answer. Hoist your hands.
Put your gun away.
Reach, I say. All fits in. I lose cattle, follow the trail here, and get stopped by a masked man that knows me. All right, mister, we'll have it out right here now.
I'll have to take that gun away from you, Mrs. Beckwood, if you don't put it in your holster.
Where's the stolen cattle? Speak faster, I swear to mercy I'll let you have a square between the eyes.
I'd better take that.
Get back. Get away, or else I'll...
There.
You... Oh, why didn't I have the nerve to shoot?
Now, put this gun away, Mrs. Beckwood, and remember that you can't fire a gun until it's cocked. That wasn't a very good bluff.
Bluff? Oh, what a stupid idiot I am.
Now, what's this story about stolen cattle?
You needn't try to act innocent.
Well, that's odd.
Huh?
I'm not acting, and you think I am. You are acting, and you think I don't know it.
What do you mean?
One minute you'll speak like a girl who's never seen the inside of a school. The next minute you forget yourself and speak very well.
You're crazy. You're a crazy, crooked sidewinder.
Suppose you forget your acting and tell me if you're really serious about cattle being stolen.
Yes. Look, mister, whatever your name is, I can't afford to lose those steers. 4 head of cattle won't bring much to you and your gang. Where are they?
I don't know anything about your stolen cattle.
Please help me. You don't understand how important it is. Jimmy followed the trail here, but he's not strong. His eyes aren't good. He came back with crazy notions.
Jimmy is your husband, isn't he?
How do you know so much about me?
I hear things about people in this part of the country. You and your husband took over the Boxby just about 2 years ago.
Yes.
You've lost 4 head of cattle out of over 200 head.
Don't waste time. Look, if you return those 4
What did
head...
Jimmy say when he followed the trail?
It doesn't make sense.
And what did he say?
If you didn't steal the cattle, you wouldn't believe his story any more than I did. If you did steal the cattle, there's no use telling you what you already know.
Come, speak up. If you want those Longhorns back, tell me about this trail.
Suppose you won't let me go ahead unless I do.
Tell me.
Well, the Longhorn steers were rustled away the night before last.
Yes?
Jimmy was almost beside himself yesterday morning when he found it out. Saddled up and started out following a trail that leads through this valley. He got as far as the canyon over that way and then came back.
Ann, if anyone told me about that trail, I'd have said they were crazy.
What do you mean, Jimmy?
The trail was easy to follow. It led right into the canyon, and I could see the marks of the cattle as clear as anything on the soft ground. And all of a sudden, the trail just stopped.
Stopped?
Disappeared. It was just as if something had reached down from above and picked that cattle off the ground.
Could that have been done?
No. The nearest wall of the canyon was over 100 yards away.
Perhaps the ground became too hard to take a print.
But it didn't. I tried every way to figure it out, and I couldn't. And I tell you, it's almost supernatural. It couldn't happen. Yet I saw
it. Well, Jimmy told Sheriff Bates about the trail, and the sheriff didn't take him seriously. Jimmy was furiously angry and decided to go to Shelby and get the rangers to help find the cattle. Oh, I know it seems like an awful fuss over 4 steers, but they are important.
Your husband is still at Shelby?
I suppose so. Time's so short, I thought I'd follow the trail myself. Well, why don't you laugh the same as the sheriff did?
You're too much in earnest to be laughed at.
Thanks for that, at any rate. Do you know where the cattle is?
No, I don't. Yep.
What are you going to do?
My friend will be here in a few minutes. I'm going to leave a message for him and then follow that trail.
Those stones you're piling up.
Tonto will understand the meaning.
Is that the way you leave a message?
Well, that's one way. Now let's follow the trail together, unless you prefer to go home and wait there for your husband.
I want to go with you.
Very well. Yep. Come on, Silver.
Get up there.
Jimmy Beckwood never reached the town of Shelby. He was stopped on the trail by two masked men who tied him up and carried him to a cave in the canyon.
What do you want of me, anyway? How long do you two crooks figure to keep me hog-tied in this hole?
You'll find out. What's the matter, Beckwood? Don't you like it here?
No, I don't.
No, ain't that a shame? He don't like it here. Maybe we ought to get him a feather bed and go and hunt some wild turkeys so as to feed him better.
That'll do. The agreement don't call for making him sore at us.
Well, what's the odds? We got our money.
Yeah, and we're going to get more when our job's done.
What is your job?
None of your business, Beckwood.
Did the boss tell you to waylay me?
Maybe.
Then it's the sheriff.
Oh, yeah?
I see it all now. Sheriff Bates was the only one that knew I was heading for Shelby and the Rangers. He's the cattle-stealing crook. Oh, just let me out of here and I'll break him.
Now, take it easy, son. You needn't think you're going to get out for a while yet.
Not for a good while. Just you stay sitting and keep your trap shut. Come here, Pard. I got to speak with you.
All right. What is it?
Jinx, he's mentioned Sheriff Bates.
Well?
Now, we don't dare take the risk of letting him loose. Do we?
We do what's ordered, Hood, and nothing more, nothing less. Just what's ordered, that's all.
But we better get word to Bates that Beckwood knows he's the one that ordered us.
Maybe so. Well, we'll see that Bates knows it before we let the kid get loose.
Maybe Bates will tell us not to let the kid get loose.
Hey, look. Someone coming into the valley.
A girl. Hey, ain't that Jimmy's wife?
So 'tis. Who's the masked man with her?
What's that?
Grab the kid.
My wife. Let me out of here.
Shut up! You'll give away the hideout. Get a gag on him.
Right.
I said let me alone.
You can see how clear and sharp the tracks are here.
Yes, I see.
Well, even Jimmy, who doesn't know a thing about following a trail, came this far.
The tracks seem almost too sharp.
What do you mean?
Look, right ahead, the tracks seem to stop. Rein up, Mrs. Beckwood.
Whoa there.
And we'll keep our horses back here so their tracks won't be mixed in with the others.
Looks as if Jimmy rode this far and dismounted.
Yes.
When he started for Shelby, of course, he rode along the top of the canyon. He didn't come down here at all. Look, you can see how deep the cattle's hoofs sunk in. They go right along here, and then they stop. See? It's just like Jimmy said. Why, I can't believe it.
How do you know, Mrs. Beckwood, that these prints were made by your steers?
Jimmy followed them all the way from our ranch.
I see.
There can't be any mistake about it. I followed them myself.
And these tracks are the same as the ones that you followed from the start?
The same?
Is there any way you can recognize these marks as the marks made by your stolen cattle?
Well, all steers make the same sort of marks, don't they?
Tonto will know more about that. And we'll get back to the horses and ride back to meet Tonto.
But what about the stolen cattle? Where could it have gone to? The ground couldn't just open up and swallow 4 heavy longhorns.
Now, why is it so important to you to get these 4 steers back?
I can't tell you.
Why?
I can't. I don't know who you are. I don't... Oh, you do talk like an Easterner. Oh, what have I said?
I don't understand.
You've misled me. You've been spying.
Spying?
Oh, you beast. You spy. I wish I'd shot you.
Hold on. I don't know what you're talking about.
Leave me alone. Just leave me alone, that's all. Get up there.
Silver, old fellow, that girl has a mighty mysterious problem. Disappearing cattle, Eastern spies. I wonder what's behind it.
There ain't no use struggling backward. That gag's tied, so it'll hold tight.
Now, what do you make of it, Pard? That woman's rid off alone, and the masked man's standing there studying the ground real close.
I don't know what to make of it. Reckon he spots anything about those cattle tracks?
I don't know. If he does, though, and spoils things for Bates, there ain't but one thing we can do about it.
I hate to drill the kid. Shucks, he ain't the sort that needs killing. If only he had the sense to vamoose...
Well, he ain't. And the sooner we see Sheriff Bates... Hey, look.
Now, what in thunder...
Who's that redskin?
I don't know, but he rode right up to the masked gent. Now, the two are talking.
And the tracks end right here, Kemosabe.
Tonto, follow 'em. Them track plenty strange.
Tonto take close look.
Did Ann Beckwood pass you on the trail?
That right. Tonto meet girl, her not speak. Tonto come this way, girl go other way.
And what are you looking at now?
This plenty strange.
What is it?
Track stop here. Other mark on ground. Go this way.
But the cattle couldn't have gone that way without leaving more of a track than that. I can't even see any marks heading that way.
Grass bent this way. Something moved this way.
I'll bring the horses. I seem to head right for the wall of the canyon.
That's right.
Even a man walking on this ground leaves a track. Now look, Tonto, you, even though you're wearing moccasins, have left footprints on the soft ground. And what could have made a track that's so faint that I couldn't even see it?
Tonto not know yet. Maybe soon we find out. Here, where track come close to wall.
Yes.
Now, feller come to hard stone.
You'll never be able to follow the track along the shale here, Tonto. If it had been made recently, the stones that were turned over would mark the trail, but it's 2 days old.
You wait.
Can you still see something to follow?
It go this way. Near cave yonder.
Oh.
Maybe feller hide in cave.
Have no choice, Jenks.
Sure as you're born, they're coming this way.
I say the best thing is to shoot them now before they get closer. That one is masked, Jenks. Likely there'll be a reward for him.
Stop using my name.
The kid is back deep in the cave. He can't hear us.
Stop it anyway. I don't like it. Hang it all. Bates won't like us having to do some shooting.
Well, that's just too doggone bad. If he don't like it, then he'll have to not like it. But I don't hanker to have a couple of slugs put through my hide just because the sheriff don't like shooting. If we gotta shoot, we gotta, and that's all there is to it.
I reckon so. Them two are right up close now, and they can't miss the cave.
And we can't afford to miss them. Which will you take, the masked man or the redskin?
Redskin. What's that?
Beckwood's fired a shot somehow.
Yeah, now we're in for it. That masked man's hurt us.
Start shooting. He's on guard now. Hurry before he hits cover.
You're shooting wild. Take aim. Drop him. Get the two of them.
Hold on. Look, there's Bates.
I got you covered. Drop your guns and hoist your head.
And stop that shooting from the cave.
Hold your fire, boys. I got 'em covered. Right. Now stand up, mister, and turn this way real slow.
Very well.
That's it.
Sheriff Bates. So you're in on this, huh?
I'm in on it is right. And you've got me in a doggone bad position by sticking your nose into things that ain't your business. Now, Dad rat it all, I've got to do something about you.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. How to continue our story. When the Lone Ranger and Tonto followed the trail of the sheriff's men to the cave where Jimmy Beckwood was being held, they were surprised by the sheriff himself and taken prisoners.
Now, there ain't no use you trying to fight or get away, stranger, because I ain't in this canyon alone. My men are coming from behind you.
Your men welcomed us with bullets, Sheriff Bates.
You're lucky they ain't better shots.
And just what is your reason for stealing the Beckwood cattle?
That's my affair.
No, it's an affair of justice. For some reason, the loss of those 4 steers means a great deal to Ann Beckwood. We're going to see that they're returned.
Oh, yeah, huh? Well, we'll see about that.
Should we toss ropes about them, Sheriff?
Sure.
Now, 1 minute.
Keep them covered.
You're not going to rope us, and you're not going to capture us. Bates, you've been an honest sheriff. It isn't natural for you to turn this on us for 4 head of cattle. If you were involved in a large enough robbery to make you wealthy, I might think you'd be tempted by ambition. But that isn't the case.
Rope him and be done with it.
You'd better hear me out. We aren't here alone. I'm giving you the chance to talk. If you don't, you'll have to pay the price for cattle stealing.
Big talk for a critter that's facing shooting irons.
Yeah, get him rope.
All right, then. Come on, Silver.
Look out!
That's him, Tonto.
I'm going to get him. Ow!
Use their own rope.
That horse, look out! Get him off of me, he'll kill me.
Try to bring a gun up, huh?
Now, Tonto, rope him.
Down, Silver. That's enough, boy. Down.
I'm doggone near killed.
Too bad. But you're going to be roped just the same. How's the sheriff, Tonto?
Him come to by and by. Not hurt bad.
We'll put them in the cave and leave them there until we've looked around some more. You can walk, Hood.
I'm hurt, I tell you. I'm hurt bad.
Get up.
That horse was like to kill me.
Come on. Now head for the cave. I'll put your pal on my horse.
Me get sheriff on scout.
Now to the cave. All right, Tonto. Unload Scout. Good. You'll have to have your feet tied until we come back.
What hit me?
Sheriff, wake up now.
Good enough.
You'll be jailed for life for this. You wait till we get loose.
Stop making threats you can't back up. What is it, Tonto?
Quiet.
I ain't going to take this sort of thing. Look out, don't knife me.
You keep quiet.
I heard something then, Tonto.
That's right. Someone back here. Me hearing make sound.
See who it is. And if it's a trap, we'll make these lawmen sorry.
I'm here with Gag. Tonto, take Gag away.
Let me out of here. I saw you two before. I saw you talking to my wife. Let me go.
Bring him here, Tonto.
Good. Get this through your head. Keep your trap shut, see?
I ain't said nothing.
I see that you don't.
This feller tied. In back a cave. Tonto, let him loose.
Who are you? What was my wife telling you?
You're Jim Beckwood?
I am. I was riding for the Rangers at Shelby when these two captured me. They had their faces covered until they left to help the sheriff, but I knew that Bates was the ringleader.
You followed the trail of the stolen cattle, and it brought you here, huh?
Yeah. Then I went to Bates, and he laughed at me, so I started for Shelby. Hey, hold on. Who are you?
I'm trying to be your friend, Beckwood.
You're a spy.
Now, look here. Your wife said the same thing. I want to know what I'd be spying on and why that cattle was taken.
None of your business. I'm leaving.
No, you're not.
Let go of me.
You're staying right here until you tell me a few things. The sheriff has turned into a cattle thief for some mighty important reason. And what was there about those 4 steers?
I won't talk.
Maybe it'll be a surprise to you to know that you didn't follow the track of the steers.
What?
The track of the steers led into Colby Creek.
Sure, and out the other side.
No, Jim. The tracks that came out on the other side were not the tracks of your steers.
Well, they weren't. Then what in thunder were they?
Those tracks were made by men who wore wooden cleats on their boots to make tracks that looked like cattle. They walked beside their horses until they reached this canyon.
For what?
To mislead you, of course.
Why, the doggone...
Then they simply mounted their horses and rode away. You saw the tracks of the horses going to the edge of the canyon where the ground was rocky. But you were puzzled by the way the steer tracks stopped.
Yeah.
The marks weren't made as steers would make them, and they weren't nearly as deep in the ground as the hoof marks of horses. And that, you see, was the giveaway. When the men mounted, the hoof marks of the horses were deeper than before because of the extra weight.
And where are the steers?
If the steers were driven into the creek, they were probably taken down or upstream. Now, why would Bates want you to lose track of your steers for a time?
I can't tell you.
He knew that if the Rangers came, they'd see something that you wouldn't notice.
Just what you outlined, huh?
Exactly. That's why he had you captured and held here.
Look, I'll pay if you find that cattle. I'll pay you all the cash I've got.
Now, why must it be found?
I won't tell you that. Hang it all, stranger, can't you help me find it? It's got to be found before tomorrow morning.
Then you talk, Sheriff.
All right.
No, you won't. I'll get you if you talk.
You stand back.
All right. If you gotta have the story, I'll give it to you.
That's more like it, Beckwood.
Well, my wife's father was against our living in the West.
Why?
Well, he said it wasn't the right sort of a place to bring up a family. Ann and I made a deal with him. If we could start out here with so many head of cattle and live for a certain term and finish with so many head, he'd figure we could make a go of it. But he thought the West would lick us.
Oh, so you were close to winning, huh?
We'd win with those 4 steers back in our range. Part of the deal was that neither of us, Ann or me, was to say a word about the agreement. Well, now you've got the story.
Bates, did the girl's father get in touch with you?
Sure he did. And he said he'd give us the cash for a new courthouse and sheriff's office if I'd help him get his youngsters back east.
Don't you think Beckwood is the right sort for this country?
Maybe. Maybe not. But we need a new courthouse more than we do him.
Well, it's all off now. I've told the story.
Why were you to say nothing about it?
Because the old man figured if folks knew about it, they might help us.
Now, my knowing about it can't help you.
No. I'll have to tell Mr. Stevens that we didn't live up to the agreement.
I see. Jim,
You have a horse around here, haven't you?
It's tied to the top of the gap with the horses of those two deputies.
Get the horse and go back home. If you'll follow both banks of the creek, I think you'll find the real tracks of your steers.
You lost anyhow by telling, so you may as well know where at they're hid. Look about a half mile downstream near a clump of cottonwoods. You'll find them tied there.
All right. If you'd only kept out of this, I might have got free and brought the Rangers. Hang it all.
Well, what about us?
Bates, I don't know yet whether Beckwood belongs in the West or not.
Neither do I. But that there
As for
courthouse...
that, how do you know the courthouse is more important than a brave young couple? It isn't for you to decide.
Unrope us and save the talk.
No. I think I'll leave you here for the time being. I suppose this man Stevens will be coming on the stage in the morning.
He will, and he'll expect me to meet him.
Very well. Come on, Tonto.
Hey, don't leave us here. Let us loose.
We'll send someone to untie you tomorrow.
What we do?
Tonto, we'll meet Stevens in the morning when he gets off the stage. I'll
Get him up, Scout.
The next morning, the stage from St. Joe arrived on schedule, and a tall Easterner stepped down. Tonto was waiting with a buckboard, and...
You feller named Stevens?
Eh? Why, yes, my name is Stevens. Where's Sheriff Bates?
Me take you to ranch.
I'm waiting for Bates.
Him not come. You go see Beckwood?
Annoying. Bates was to meet me. Well, all right, then. I'll ride with you. Throw my bags on the wagon, won't you?
Coming.
That all?
That's all. Now drive those horses careful.
Get 'em up. Get 'em up.
Tonto drove the team for about a quarter of a mile. Then a masked man riding a white horse pulled alongside.
What's this? What is this, a robbery?
It's all right, Stevens.
Get away from here.
I'll change over and ride with you for a time.
This is not...
It's all right. I just want to speak to you.
That mask. A crook. An outlaw.
Nothing of the sort. Bates couldn't meet you because I tied him up. I borrowed the buckboard from Jim Beckwood so Tonto could meet you.
But
Beckwood had no other way of meeting the stage. You see, he didn't know I had taken his rig. Stevens, I want to have a talk with you.
I won't tolerate this sort of thing. Never in my life.
I'm afraid you'll have to tolerate it for a little while. Because, you see, I have something mighty important to tell you. Cattle stealing is dangerous business around here.
What about it?
Sometimes they hang cattle thieves. Especially when the cattle is taken from a man who's well-liked. Popular, like Jim Beckwood.
I don't know what you mean.
See that tree?
What about it?
That's where they hanged the last man who was caught stealing cattle. He hired someone to do his stealing for him.
What?
How would you like to hang?
Let me out of this wagon. I won't stand
You
for
be
this.
quiet and listen to what I tell you. We haven't much time, because we'll be at the Beckwoods in a few minutes.
I reckon there's no use trying to figure a way out, Ann.
Now, on top of everything else, you not being able to meet Father at the stage station. He'll be mighty mad.
That doesn't matter. We'll have to go back anyway.
But why? We have the cattle now.
Yeah, we have the cattle.
Just enough to meet Dad's terms.
Only, well, I had to tell that masked man.
Yes. Jimmy, it means a lot to us to stay here. I love the West.
Me too.
I want...
Yeah, you were thinking the same I am.
I'm afraid so, Jimmy. You were at the point of a gun when you talked, weren't you?
Well, that masked man had me a prisoner. If I hadn't told about the agreement, Sheriff Bates would have. And I wanted that masked man to get it straight. Get our side of it.
In court trials, when a man's made to say something at the point of a gun, it doesn't count.
Gosh, no one would know.
Can I come in?
Dad!
Well, girl.
Oh, Dad, it's good to see you. It's been so long. How'd you get here? Our rig was stolen.
I got a rig in town. Drove myself the last part of the way. You sure look fit, daughter. Looks like the West agrees with you.
It does. We love it here.
Son, how are you?
Fine, sir.
Well, I guess today is the day our agreement ends, eh? You young folks ready to go back with me?
No.
No?
We can talk about that later on, Dad. Jimmy will bring in your bags, and I'll get some lunch ready.
Now, hold on a minute. There's just one thing I want to get straight first off. How about that agreement? Who won?
Well, we have the number of head of cattle you said we should.
Uh-huh. That's good. Hope you haven't forgotten there was more to the agreement.
We own the cattle, Dad, and it's all paid for. I didn't have any help, and neither did Jim. I didn't tell a soul about the agreement.
You've got a lot of friends around here, though, haven't you?
We hope so.
They'd help you if you needed help, wouldn't they?
Yes, but we didn't need help.
How about it, Jim? Did you tell anyone about the agreement?
Well, sir, we didn't take any help.
That's not the point, son. Did you keep quiet or did you tell? Out with it now.
Oh, it's no use, sir. I guess we'll have to admit you won.
Hey?
It's better, Jimmy. Tell the truth.
What truth?
Well, there was a masked man who put me on the trail of some cattle that was stolen. We kept our part of the agreement till yesterday, and then I went...
Good boy! Good boy! Ha ha! That's the stuff.
What?
You'll do, son. You'll do. The Lone Ranger said so.
The Lone Ranger?
He told me the whole story. But if he was strictly honest, you'd do for the West. You were honest, so you will do. But if you lied about it, you wouldn't have been the right sort for the West. But you didn't. You didn't. So if you want to stay right here, you stay.
Dad, you darling. Oh, you darling.
Here, Ann.
darling,
Great
darling.
Scott, Ann. Don't. Wait. Don't. Ann. Don't thank me. That masked man made me decide this way. Said if I didn't, he'd set your friends on me for hiring men to steal your cattle.
Dad.
He said that I should let you stay if you told the truth. And I guess he knew you would. Now, if you want to smother someone with grateful kisses, Ann Stevens Beckwood, find the Lone Ranger.
Just show him to me.
I'll silver away!
The story you have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.
Hunt the biggest of all game with the Green Hornet and Cato coming up next.
Hornet. He hunts the biggest of all game, public enemies who try to destroy our America. With his faithful valet Cato, Britt Reed, daring young publisher, matches wits with the underworld, risking his life that criminals and racketeers within the law may feel its weight by the sting of the Green Hornet. The Green Hornet strikes again.
We'll begin tonight's exciting story in just a moment.
Juvenile delinquency seemed to be on the increase in the city. Night after night, reports came to police headquarters, and the papers blazoned the headlines that youth was on the rampage.
It's a good time to pull a job, Kitty. Late enough for the boulevard to be deserted.
Yeah. There comes the car now, Joey.
Okay. Now go into your act, kid. I'll be right behind that tree back there when he stops. Well, you stall him along and come up on the driver's side. You get it?
Sure, I know, Joey. Go hide, quick.
Okay, do your stuff, kid. on your way.
Well, I was hoping a bus would come along. Of course, it's so late.
Why wait for a bus when you can ride with me? What do you say?
I don't know whether I should or not. After all, I don't even know.
Climb out and make it quick. Hey, what's this?
I'm going to ride in your car, mister. But you're not. My friend over there has a gun.
Getting out, or do you want me to get
No, I'll get out.
Hurry up, Joey.
Still pointing his gun at you, mister, so keep quiet. Hey, you can't take my car. I'll be seeing you, sucker.
Look, Eddie. That's the coat the boss wants. See? There in that window.
Yeah. So that's it, huh?
Yeah. It's mink, Eddie. Worth a lot of money. There's nobody near right now.
Yeah, okay. You go get in the car and have it ready. I got a rock in my pocket.
I'll get the car running in just a minute.
That kit's ready. Well, here goes. Yeah, now to get the coat. Yeah, I got it.
Hey, sir. Mink coat stolen from store window. Hey, lady. Juvenile delinquency on the increase. Read all about it. That's electric. Take
The following morning, Mike Axford, reporter on the Daily Sentinel, was at police headquarters talking to Sergeant Burke.
Sarge, them young tough sure are getting out of hand around town. Something's got to be done about it.
Don't I know it, Axford? You don't have to rub it in. We're putting some extra men out to keep a watch for them. Seems to be the same gang of them pulling off all the jobs that's been done in the last few nights.
Sure, and it don't seem possible young squirts like them could get away with it.
Yeah, they're plenty smart. Or else they got someone planning the jobs for them. Some older guy, maybe.
Yeah. And if they ain't stopped soon, there's no telling what'll happen. They'll be terrorizing the whole city.
If we can lay our hands on just one of them, then maybe we can get the ringleader. Believe me, Mike, we ain't going to stop till we do catch him. You can bet on that.
Meanwhile, Britt Reed, young publisher of the Daily Sentinel, was in his office with his secretary, Lenore Case, and the city editor, Gunnigan.
As much as I like news that makes the headlines, I hate to see so much front-page space given over to crimes by juvenile delinquents. It's getting worse day by day.
I agree with you, Mr. Reed.
Yes, I've never seen anything like it, Chief.
It seems to me those young people are organized. Well, they seem to know just where to strike and just when to strike without getting caught.
Kids like that must come from the worst kind of homes, if they have any homes.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised, Gunnigan, if we found that some of them actually came from better-class homes. Homes in which parents neglect to supervise their adolescent boys and girls. The place to stop the rise in juvenile delinquency is right there in those homes.
That's right, Mr. Reed. Too many youngsters and their teens are left to manage themselves, even in so-called nice families.
We'll get out an editorial to that effect in the next edition.
Okay, Chief. Send it down to me when you have it ready.
Well, you can toss one off, Miss Case. You seem to have the right idea along those lines.
Yes, sir. I'll do my best.
On Gunnigan.
Yes, Chief.
Here's a short paragraph you can put in a box on the front page.
Okay.
It's directed to the police, suggesting that if and when they catch the young criminals responsible for the crimes which have held the headlines for the past few nights, they be given stiff sentences as an example to others. We'll run that in the next edition, too.
Just as you say.
Let's hope that the next time they try to pull off a job, they get caught at it. You can be sure the Sentinel will keep the subject alive until juvenile delinquency in this city is brought under control once and for all.
That evening, in a comfortable home on the west side, young Bob Hobart sat at the dinner table with his father and mother, waiting as they finished their coffee.
Say, Dad, how about a game of chess? Bet I can beat you 2 out of 3.
Oh, sorry, Bob. Not tonight. Some other time.
Oh, gee, Dad, you always say that.
Robert, don't pester your father.
But, Mom,
Stop slouching at the table, Robert.
Yes, ma'am.
Really, I've never seen a boy like you, Robert. You're always so restless. I should think for a boy of 16 you'd read some good books if you haven't any lessons to do.
My lessons are all done, Mom.
Your mother and I are going out right after dinner, Bob. Be sure to put all the lights out downstairs when you go to bed.
Golly, do you have to go out again tonight?
Robert, you have no right to question what we do. Remember, we're your parents.
Sure, Mom. I know. Say, can I have a few of the kids in for a while?
Mercy, no. I'm not going to have a bunch of hoodlums wearing out my good rugs with that crazy dancing and all that.
Oh.
No, Robert. Once and for all, you can't have them in.
Why don't you go to a movie or something, Bob? Here, go see a good picture somewhere.
Thanks, Dad. Guess there's nothing else to do.
See that you don't stay out too late, Robert.
Yes, Mom.
Hurry, dear. We're supposed to be over at Emily's at 8, and it's almost that now.
I'll be right with you, Dora. See you in the morning, Bob.
Yeah, sure. Good night, Dad. I'll go to a movie like you said.
That's the way, son. You're big enough to take care of yourself now. Good night. Have a good time.
It was almost midnight when young Bob stopped at a jukebox cafe to get a soft drink.
Here you are, kid. Here's your drink.
Thanks.
Yeah, hi, kid. Who are you with?
Well, nobody. Why?
Hey, why don't you come over to that booth and sit with us? Come on, bring your drink along with you.
Well,
Hey, you might as well be sociable. So you're staying alone and missing all the fun. How about it?
Okay. Don't care if I do.
Eddie, that's a good one. Hey, Eddie. He's a kid looking for cover.
Who are there?
Hi, sit down.
Oh, thanks.
I'm Joey. That's Kitty. And that dope there's Eddie. Look who calls me a dope. What's your name, kid?
My name's Bob. You call me a kid, but I'll bet none of you are older than I am.
17. So's Eddie. Kid's 16.
Well, I'm 16, too, so I'm no kid.
Okay, then you're no kid. Hey, is that really a cola you have there?
Well, sure. Isn't that what you're drinking?
Yeah, sure. Cola. Plus.
Cola Plus. What's that?
Show him, Joey.
Anybody looking? Nah, go ahead. Here, Bob. A little of what's in this bottle will make that cola just right.
Well, hold on. I don't...
Yeah, just a minute.
Please.
There you are. Now, drink that down.
Gee, is that real liquor?
Is it real liquor, he said? Well, go on, taste it. It won't kill you.
Well, I don't drink, though. I'd rather not take any if you don't...
He is just a kid after all, Joey.
No, it isn't that, but...
Don't be a sap. Go ahead.
Well, okay.
Well, come on, take it off. Bottoms up. If you don't, you're a sissy.
No.
Golly, that's strong. Won't that make a man of you?
Oh, I don't like
Well, you get used to it. Say, Bob, how'd you like to make some easy dough? Maybe your old man gives you all you need.
Well, he does give me a little. Not much. How can I make some dough?
Can you drive a car?
Well, sure, but I...
Well, that's it then. You can make $10 just for a little driving. Can you? Sure. If he really can drive a car.
I said I can drive, didn't I?
Yeah, we believe you, Bob. Look, you got a little spare time before you have to go home?
Yeah, I guess so.
Good. Then you can earn that $10.
Well, how? If it's anything...
No. It's all in the up and up, ain't it, Joe? Why, of course. Bob, you don't think we try to pull anything funny, do you?
Well, no,
He's afraid, Joey.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Don't mind kids. He's just trying to get your goat. Now, here's the dope, Bob. Kid here is Eddie's date, see? Now, my date works in a neighborhood movie right down the street. We have my car tonight. Well, I want to go over and wait for my date, but Eddie and Kitty here want to go on home. Now, you drive me to the theater and take them home and come back with a car to me. That's all. And I'll give you $10.
$10 for just doing that?
Oh, I don't care how I spend my dough. I get plenty. How about it?
Well, all right. I don't see any harm in that.
Good. Let's get going right now. Hey, you see, Bob? So many cars, you have to double park. Come on in a minute, Eddie, Kitty. Yeah. Just say hello to Millie. Okay. Right out, Bob.
Might as well keep the motor running, Bob. We won't be long.
Yeah, don't go on.
Oh, we won't. Come here, you two. Hey,
Okay, she's just getting ready to leave the booth. Now, Kitty, you see that she's unlocked that little door behind her. You rush up to the window and do your stuff. And she's unlocking it now. Come on, we're getting around behind the booth.
Pardon me a minute.
Too late, Joey. The last show's about over.
Oh, I don't want a ticket. Fact is, I found this ring in the theater, and I thought I'd better give it to you.
Oh, thank you, honey. You'll probably come back looking for it. Say, it looks like a...
Hold it, sister. Don't make a noise. Take that bag of dough. Okay, get it for the car. Ready, run.
Yeah, okay, coming up.
Now sit down and put your head on your elbow. If you make a sound, I'll plug you one. Now stay that way for a while. Come on, hurry up. Okay, Bob, get away from here and make it fast.
Hey, wait, you...
Get going, I said.
You held up that dealer cashier. You're nothing but a lot of crooks. I'm going to call
You know what's good for you, Bob? You just keep driving and fast.
Yeah, he better. What a sap. Now he'll have to play along with us whether he wants to or not.
I won't do it. I won't.
Yes, you will, Bob. You see, if you squeal on us, or if we get caught, you'll go to the pen right along with us. Now, just think that over for a while.
We'll continue our Green Hornet adventure in just a moment. Joey's threat thoroughly frightened young Bob Hobart, and he became an unwilling member of Joey's little gang. A few evenings later, after the theater holdup, Mike Axford entered Britt Reed's apartment just before dinner.
Hi, Reed. Dinner ready?
The caterer's getting it ready now, Axford. Oh, what's your hurry?
Oh, you wait a bit, I guess. Matter of fact, I dropped into a jukebox joint and had a bit of a snack to tide me over.
And you walk in yelling, "Is dinner ready?"
Sure, why not? Is a healthy man I am to have such a healthy appetite? Oh, by the way, I ran into young Bob Hobart. Remember, he's the kid you had Gunnigan give a part-time job to last summer.
Oh, yes, Fred Hobart's boy. I didn't see much of him when he was here, but I think I remember him. Slim, dark hair, nice looking.
Yeah, that's the one. Sure, and I thought he was having trouble at first when I heard him talking in that joint.
What made you think so?
Well, it was like this, Reed. I was sitting in one of them booths having a snack when I heard someone talking loud just across the way. Joey, help me out. I'm not going to come to your place tonight. Seeing all those headlines scares me. Even shut up, kid. Now, you listen to me. Now, shut up, I say. I thought I recognized that voice. It's young Bobby Hobart. I wonder... Quiet, I speak to him. Whether you want to or not, you have to come there tonight, and I'm... Hi there, Bobby. Remember me?
Oh, Mr. Axford. Sure, I remember.
Who's he? Bobby, are you having trouble with this guy? From what I heard,
No, sir. It's a friend of mine, Joey. Joey, meet Mr. Axford from the Daily Sentinel.
Hi, Joey. You come here on purpose to talk to Bob? No, but I just dropped in and saw him sitting here with you. I heard him talking loud. Yeah. I guess you thought we were having a hot argument, huh? Well, I heard I'm having some of the gang over to my house tonight. Bob promised to come, but now he's trying to get out of it. Says those headlines scare him. He's afraid to be out. Ain't that right, Bob?
Yeah, sure. We were just arguing about that, Mr. Axford.
I was telling him he'd have to come whether he wanted to or not, because I already made a date for him. We'd have one extra girl at the party, see? So that's it. Sure, and I didn't realize Bobby was old enough to have dates and all. Time sure flies, that it does.
I don't have dates, Mr. Axford. Well, that is, not very often.
Oh, well, it's okay for youngsters to get together in a crowd and have a good time. Can I give you a lift home, Bobby?
Oh, yes, thanks. It's almost dinner time.
Hold it, kid. You ain't through talking yet. You don't live so far.
Oh. Okay, Joey. Well, thanks just the same, Mr. Axford.
Don't mention it. I'm glad I saw you again. Drop around and see us at the Sentinel sometime. So long. Well, I left him there with his friend and came on home. Sure, and I was a bit surprised at the type of friend young Hobart was with. That I was.
From what you say, that Joey doesn't seem to be the right kind of company for a boy like Bob Hobart.
Oh, that's right. That Joey guy was much bigger than Bobby, though not much older, I'd say. Talked kind of tough, too. Oh, well, you never can tell these days. I'm going out and see how Cato's coming along. I want to get finished with dinner and get to cops' headquarters.
But tell Cato to hurry it up. I might have something to do tonight, too. Who can tell?
After dinner, Axford left the apartment. Britt Reed sat for some time in deep thought. Then he spoke to Cato.
Cato, I've been thinking about something Axford told me.
What's that, Mr. Britt?
Axford met Bob Hobart, a young boy who worked part-time at the Sentinel last summer. He was a fine boy, well-liked. His father belongs to the Pacific Club.
What about boy?
He was in the company of a bigger, slightly older boy, one Axford described as tough. The young Hobart was trying to get out of keeping an appointment tonight. Said something about all the headlines scaring him. He seemed nervous and frightened.
Why he being nervous about headlines?
Well, that's just it. Set me wondering. The headlines lately have all been about crimes committed by a youthful gang.
You think a Hobart boy has something to do with gang, perhaps?
Well, not willingly, if that is the connection. He was trying to get out of something and was being bullnosed by the bigger boy. Cato, it's just possible that in some way young Hobart is tied in with that gang.
Well, from what he said about headlines...
Yes. The fact that he said he was scared.
Well, perhaps if Green Hornet had talked with boy...
Maybe the Hornet could scare him even more so that he'd tell something. It's worth a try. Come on, Cato.
Meantime, Mr. and Mrs. Hobart had gone out for the evening, and Bob lay across the bed in his room, nervously waiting for the time to leave for Joey's meeting place. Fear and apprehension filled the boy's mind, and as he lay with closed eyes, he failed to hear the window over the porch roof open slowly. Suddenly, he sat up with a start.
Oh. Don't be frightened, kid. I'm not going to hurt you.
What? Why, you're the Green Hornet.
That's right. And I know you're Bob Hobart. I came here to have a talk with you. About Joey and the others.
Well, then you must be working with them.
Maybe. Aren't you?
Joey sent you here. He sent you here to make sure I came tonight. I'll bet that's why you came.
Why shouldn't he meet Joey tonight? Getting cold feet now that the cops are hunting for you? You should have thought of that before you started your crime life, Bob.
Well, I didn't start. They made me join them by a trick. Now I can't break away from them. If I try or tell anyone, well, I'll go to jail.
Maybe if you told your father or went to the cops.
No, they'd fix me if I did. Joey said so. They got me to drive the car the other night. I just met them. I didn't know they were going to hold up that theater. And if they're mixed up with you, there won't be anything.
Listen to me, youngster. I don't like a bunch of young kids horning into my stuff, see? If you're not really in with one of that gang, maybe there's a way out for you.
What do you mean?
Tell me what they plan to do tonight. I'll see to it that they get caught and that you don't get mixed up in it.
No, I don't dare tell you.
Okay, son. Maybe if I tip off the cops about your connection with that gang, they'll get plenty out of you.
But, gee, I don't know what to do.
Look, they'll make you the fall guy sooner or later, Bob. I'm out to break them. Come on, tell me.
Well, they're going to hold up the Jukebox Cafe at midnight when it closes. We're all to meet there and wait till everyone else goes out.
So that's it, eh? And they'll all be there?
Yes, all of them. And I will, too. I have to be.
Okay, you go with them. If you tell them you talk to me, I'll tip off the cops. Or worse.
No, I won't, honest. But what are you going to do?
You'll find out later. And if you do as I've told you, maybe you'll get out of all this mess. Remember, keep your mouth shut and forget about the Green Hornet. So long, Bob.
It was a few minutes before midnight. Joey sat with Eddie and Kitty in one of the booths. Every few seconds, Joey glanced across the table at Bob Hobart. Then he spoke in a low tone.
Now, get hold of yourself, kid. And make sure you don't pull nothing funny. Yeah, after everybody clears out, there'll be no one here but the owner. It'll be a cinch. What are you going to do to him?
That depends on how he takes it. Don't it, Joey?
Yeah. Here, there he comes now. Getting ready to close the place.
Everybody out. Come on. I want to get some sleep tonight. I got to get up in the morning again. Let's go.
Just sit tight now. I'm going to stand up. He's coming this way.
Hey, everybody's out but you folks.
We're not going right yet, mister. This is a holdup.
Oh, no, you don't, kid.
You asked for it. Hey, what did you do that for?
Shut up. All right, Kit, you go lock the door.
Okay, Joey.
Eddie will get the cash. Bob and carry some on him just in case.
I Lock the door, Joey. Nobody can get in now.
You forgot about the back door, sister.
Hey, what? The Green Hornet.
Do something, Joey.
Put a bullet through him. No, don't. Let go of my arm. What's the matter with you?
Oh, get that gun and...
Not so fast, girl.
Let me go.
Have a bit of gas.
No.
I'll get you, you little... grabbing Joey's arm. You know, boy with bottle. Get that gun. You not so tough, fella. Now, the two of you. I got you covered.
Look, youngster, you just hold that gun on these tough friends of yours. Get some rope, tie them up, then call the police. We haven't time to play games with you. Let's go.
Hey, wait! Come back or I'll shoot. Oh, well, I guess I better do as he said. I'll call the police right now and then tie them all up. And then I'll have to take whatever comes.
Later, Britt Reed arrived at police headquarters to find an excited group around young Bob Hobart.
That's all right, Bob.
Hello, Axford. What's happening?
Hi, Reed. I phoned you to come down so as to be in on a good story.
Mr. Reed, we got that gang of young crooks that have been pulling off all them crimes.
Really? Is that one of them?
That's Bob Hobart, Reed.
Oh, so it is.
How do you do, sir?
Bob here phoned us in to say the gang of crooks was tied up and waiting to be picked up in the Jukebox Cafe.
Sure. When we got out there, we found this youngster standing holding a gun on him. There was two big boys and a girl in the gang.
They tried to say Bob was one of them, and he admitted he had been with them, but a note we found stuck in the door cleared it up.
A note?
Sure. A note.
Where's my son?
Oh, Robert. What happened? Why are you here? What have you done?
Gee, Mom, Dad, I don't know how to tell you, but...
What about that note, Sergeant?
Oh, yeah, the note. Listen to this, all of you. To the police. I'm leaving this note because I want you to know that a kid was smart enough to catch that juvenile gang before you did by playing detective and joining up with them. He was even smart enough to get a gun on me a while ago. So I'm leaving him to his glory and you to your chagrin. Signed, the Green Hornet. And it's got his seal on it.
Oh, Robert, you might have been killed.
But, Mom, it really wasn't like he said.
Don't be so modest, Bob. You did a good job. And even the Green Hornet admits it.
Well, Reed, you takes the headlines once more. But this time, 'tis good news.
Too bad the boy didn't catch the Hornet. That would have really been something. He's a bad one.
Huh. I don't think he's so bad, Sergeant. Listen to that, would you? That kid's a brave one, all right.
I'm sure, Axford, the Green Hornet admits that, too.
Green Hornet implicated. Read all about it. Green Hornet still at large. That's the left street.
These popular radio dramas, created by George W. Trendle, are a copyrighted feature of the Green Hornet, Incorporated. All characters, names, places, and incidents used are fictitious.
Up next on Nightly Old Time Radio Shows, enjoy the adventures of Nick Carter, Master Detective.
What's the matter? What is it?
Another case for Nick Carter, Master Detective.
Yes, it's another case for that most famous of all manhunters, the detective whose ability at solving crime is unequaled in the history of detective fiction, Nick Carter, Master Detective. Tonight's curious adventure,
The Flying Duck Murders, for Nick Carter and the Gold Thieves.
Carter, unless you think more of a large fat fee than you do of your life, I advise you to throw up the case at once.
Apparently, we don't look at this in the same light, Mr. Dalrymple.
I expect danger, and I'm prepared to meet it.
I suppose you know that 2 other detectives have come out to this wild Montana country where the Flying Duck Mine is located trying to find the trouble. But do you know that neither of them lived to tell what they found?
How were they killed, Mr. Dalrymple?
They went crazy, Miss Bowen. Kessler, the San Francisco man, fell over a cliff, while Riley, the man from Chicago, dropped 600 feet down the main shaft of the mine.
Very interesting.
I feel quite sure that Nick won't share their fate.
May I inquire for whom you're acting, Mr. Carter?
You may. For Mr. Cecil Trenwick, an old friend of my father's and a large shareholder in the Flying Duck Mine. He said that you'd cooperate with me in every possible way.
I shall do what I can, certainly.
Good. I should like you to give me a letter to the superintendent of the mine, telling him that I'm a good workman and that you promised me a job. I shall disguise myself as a miner, using the name Dave Jarvis.
Very well. You said your name will be Dave Jarvis?
Right.
Well, that'll do what you want. Give it to Mr. Nate Crosby, the mine super. He happens to be here in town this morning. Unless you change your mind and decide to return to New York.
Thank you, Mr. Dalrymple, but I'm staying here till my work is finished. Good morning.
Goodbye.
Good morning.
Wait a minute, Patsy. I wonder if Mr. Dalrymple is...
431, operator.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello? I want to speak to Nate Crosby. Okay, I'll wait.
Crosby? He's the mine super, Nick.
Yes, things are beginning to move already. Yes. If I open this door a crack, we'll hear better.
Nate, this is Dalrymple. Nick has done what he's been threatening to do for so long. He sent Nick Carter out here to investigate. Yes, Nick Carter, the one man in the world I'm afraid of. They've got to market the stuff right away. We can't wait any longer now. I've given him a note, give him the job he wants, and then take care of him. Yes, if you don't, it may mean curtains for all of us. Right, so long. And that will settle your future, Mr. Nick Carter.
I very much doubt that, Mr. Dalrymple.
Thanks for the attention, Mr. Dalrymple. But I intend to take care of my own future.
So, Mr. Dalrymple is in on the deal.
He certainly is, Gubby, up to his neck.
Well, at least we start off with one good hot prospect. What do we do now?
Get into your miner's outfit. Then take this note down to this address and give it to Nate Crosby, the mine super. Now remember, your name's Dave Jarvis, and Crosby's to give you a job in the mill.
Okay, Nick. Then what?
Well, first and foremost, keep your eyes open. Crosby will believe you're Nick Carter, so watch out for him. He'll try to put you out of the way.
And don't forget, Scubby, the detectives from Chicago and Frisco both came to grief.
Well, it's going to be different with the guy from New York.
Now, Patsy, you wait here at the hotel where we can get in touch with you if we need you.
Sure, Nick.
All right, get going, Scubby. I'm going out to the mine right away. You wait, though, and ride out with Crosby. And watch out for him.
Right, Nick. I'll keep one eye on him and one on the mine.
Thanks for the lift, Bud.
That's okay, pal. That's the super's office right there.
Thanks. I'll be seeing you.
You looking for someone?
You the super of the Flying Duck Mine?
No, I'm the assistant super. Clem Hendricks is the name.
Well, my name's King. I'm writing up an article about the mines of Montana for the Miners' Times of Kansas City. Any objection to me sticking around a while, looking things over?
None at all, Mr. King. Just so long as you say something good about us in your article. You want me to show you around?
No, thanks. I'll just drift around and see what I can pick up.
If anyone stops here, tell them I said it was okay.
Thanks, I will. Be seeing you. Now, find the boss of the day shift and get some information on how this place operates.
These are the mill stamping machines, Mr. King. They crush the ore very fine, and it is then sluiced through the battery boxes and carried over to plates.
I see.
The plates are coated with quicksilver or mercury, and the quicksilver picks up most of the gold and from the crushed ore. Now, this combination of quicksilver and gold we call amalgam.
And you scrape this amalgam off the plates and take it to the refinery?
Yes, Mr. King. The refinery separates the gold from the quicksilver and casts it into bars.
Very interesting. Well, thanks very much. I'll roam along and look the rest of the place over. See you later.
That's where you belong, you old hag. Down there with your flat your face in the dirt.
You try kill
You
Zoran.
bad, you old Indian witch, and I'm going to finish the job right.
Put down that knife.
I had to drop it between your ribs.
Never mind. Drop that knife, I said.
You're the fool. Knock me down, will you? I'll show you.
Hey, Ledyard, put up that gun.
But Nate, this fella.
Put up the gun, I said. What are you trying to do?
Well, I was trying to make Zolanda behave. This fella interfered. It made me mad.
Zolanda, where is she?
She's right. Well, I'll be darned. She must have run away while me and him was arguing.
Ah. So you interfered, did you, mister?
Certainly I did.
You're King, the newspaper man, aren't you?
That's right. I'm here to
I've
write
been
up
looking for you. I'm Crosby, mine superintendent. I'll give you just 15 minutes to get out of this camp.
So you're Nate Crosby.
I am, and I'm the boss here. And I say get out.
All right, Crosby. I'll get out. But I'll be back. I never leave a job unfinished.
All right, pick 'em up. You can carry them. I know they're heavy, but they have to have a solid lead lining so we can ship bodies in them. Put them in the old powder house and shut the door when you're through.
Okay, boss. Come on, fellers.
Okay, all right, get it up there. That's the stuff.
Oh, boy, they're heavy. That does it. Now we're going to have to move some of these empty powder kegs to make room for all three caskets. Jarvis, you stay here and pile them up out of the way. Rest of you get the other caskets.
Okay, boss.
All right, hop to it.
Hey, Scubby. Scubby. Is that you, Nick? Where are you?
Behind these kegs. Start piling them up. You can talk while you work.
Oh, sure, Nick. What happened, Nick? Why are you hiding in here?
Crosby ordered me to get out of camp immediately, but the assistant super suggested I hide here until he gets me a ride back to town. Seems he doesn't like Crosby any better than I do. What's with you?
Well, I got a job as crusherman on the night shift at the mill.
What are these boxes you're bringing in here?
Caskets. Crosby told the teamster the bodies of the two detectives who got killed were to be taken up and shipped to their friends.
Right. Come them in with another box.
Get it in there.
All right, fellas.
Take it easy
now.
Okay.
Nick, there were only two detectives who were killed. Who do you suppose the third box is for?
For you, I imagine, Scubby. What? Remember, they think you're Nick Carter. I'm only Mr. King, newspaper reporter.
Well, I'll certainly see that casket stays empty.
Scubby, you know where the detectives are buried?
Well, the teamster told me that Crosby knows because he and a couple of the mill hands took the bodies away.
I see. Scubby, I've got an idea. When the men bring in the other casket, you go out with them. Then make some excuse to come back in here again.
Okay, Nick, I'll fix it. Quiet now.
All right, fellas, right here. That's it. All right, that'll do it, I think. Oh, hey, boss. I must have dropped my knife inside the powder house. Do you mind if I get it?
Do what you want, so long as you're not late for your shift at the mill.
Okay, boss, I'll be there.
Oh, clear, Nick, they've gone. Now, what's your idea?
First, shut the door, Scubby.
Oh, sure, Nick.
Now, Scubby, I want to see what's in these caskets. Here, I've got a screwdriver in my knife.
Oh, so have I. Look, I'll help you.
Good. Well, I'm glad they only use 4 screws to fasten these covers down. Makes it simpler.
But why do you want to see what's inside, Nick?
Got a hunch, that's all.
Yeah.
There, it's got it. You all ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's lift her up. Give me a hand.
Yeah.
Right. There. Uh-huh. My hunch is right, Scubby. The caskets are not lead-lined. The extra weight is due to this scrap iron in the bottom.
Like Crosby said, they had to have lead lining so they could be shipped with the bodies in them.
These caskets figure in this game more than just as caskets, Scubby.
Well, Crosby told the teamster to have a fresh team hitched to the large wagon for him at midnight tonight.
I thought so. Scubby, he's going to take these caskets somewhere tonight. And I want to know where.
Yeah, but how are you going to find out?
I'm going with him. Hidden in this casket. I'll get in it and you put the lid back on.
Oh, but Nick, you'll smother in there with the lid down.
Scubby, you can put 4 small pieces of wood under the coffin lid before you screw it down.
Oh, but Nick, I wish you would...
No time to argue now. Hurry up.
All right.
Pretty good fit.
All right. Now hurry up.
Okay, Nick. Keep your head down while I put the lid on.
Okay.
There we
Learned anything yet, Scubby?
Well, the only place in the mill where the gold could be stolen is the room where the battery boxes and the plates are.
Well, you found out how they did it.
No, not yet. I hope to learn tonight when I'm on duty in the mill.
Good, Scubby. You take care of that end, and I'll watch this end.
Yeah.
Well, here's good luck to us both. I suspect we both may need it.
Well, how's the great Nick Carter doing tonight, Ledyard?
You mean Mr. Dave Jarvis?
Yeah.
He's doing swell. Look at him. He's taking another drink. He's been hitting the water bucket steady for the last half hour.
Is the loco working?
I'll say. The bees are in his bonnet already. A famous Nick Carter will go the way the other two did.
Hey, what are you fellas doing dancing around like that? You can't fool me. There are a lot of billy goats. Oh, I'm thirsty. You gotta get me a drink.
Keep your eye on him. If he starts fighting, lay him out with a crowbar. Don't take any chances.
Okay.
Say what he's right into my shot.
Did you see that? He's heading for the cliffs, just like the others. The Landers mixture hasn't failed yet.
What's next, Crosby?
Ledyard, get my team from the stable at midnight tonight and meet me at the old powder house. Now we can put Nick Carter's name on the third casket.
That's the last box, boss. All right, Ledyard. You sit on the top box.
I know that, boss. That's Crosby. I'd like to see his face if he knew I was in this casket.
What did you take such wild broncos for, Super?
They're the only fresh team in the stable. We got a hard run tonight over rough country, where no truck could possibly go. All right, Sam. Let them go and then climb up here with me.
Here they go. Watch them. Okay.
Ouch! Oh! Wish they picked a better road to drive on.
Now that the loco is done for Carter, we can bring this business to a successful finish.
Oh! I hope we're not going far at this rate.
You mean we're going to quit?
We sure are. We'll market the stuff and make a clean getaway.
This is the roughest ride I've ever had.
Hey, you going to market the stuff?
Leave that to me. I'll see that each of you gets...
Stop them, boss! Stop them! Hold them in!
They're running away. One of the reins is broken.
Running away? I didn't count on this.
We're going to smash! Jump for your lives!
We got off just in time, boy.
Yeah. Hey, look at that casket, Crosby. The one with the lid torn off.
Huh? Oh, that's the infernal reporter I ordered to get out of camp this afternoon.
What was he doing in that casket?
Never mind that now. Get him while he's only half conscious.
Come on, Sam. Now you...
Good work, boys. That fixes Mr. Reporter. Tie his hands and feet with that rope.
Okay, boy. You won't fight no more for a while now.
Hey, look, Super. Here's a pair of handcuffs in his pocket and a couple of guns.
Hey, what kind of reporter are you? Going around with handcuffs and guns in your pocket.
You'll have to draw your own conclusions, Crosby.
I've drawn them already. You're here to help Nick Carter. But by this time, Carter's where neither you nor anyone else is going to help him. He's loco. Plumb loco.
Well, you never can be sure about Carter, Crosby.
I can this time. And I can be sure of you, too. All right, put him back in the casket, boys. Put the cover on. Nail it down if you can't find the screws. Here's some nails.
Come on, you. In you go.
I I got out the last time I was in here, Crosby. But you won't get out this time. Get the lid on, boys. That does it. That's swell. That's enough. He can't do anything with his hands tied. Lydiard, you and Sam get the shovels that were in the wagon and dig a nice deep hole. We'll bury our reporter friend with our blessing.
Hey, who are you?
You get 'em senses now. You see, you hear, you know what me say.
Yeah, I know.
Good. You eat better now.
Hey, who are you?
Me, Zolander. You saved Zolander life. Zolander, your friend. Drink this. You feel eat better. Quick.
Thanks. Now, hey, tell me, how'd I get here?
Just before sun come up, me chase crazy man through woods. Then me hear gun shoot. See you run. You come, fall down by Zolander. Hurt in head. So Zolander hurt.
Well, certainly glad you were around when I passed out.
Crosby, you enemy?
Certainly is now. You say you were chasing a crazy man?
Him drink loco. But 2 other men come before.
I wonder if that could have been Scubby. Crosby said he was loco. Zolander, what did you want to find him for?
Me want save him life. Give medicine. Make him well.
But why did you want to save him?
Crosby give him loco this man. Zolander hate Crosby. Want save man. Crosby want kill.
Zolander, listen. I think this crazy... No, Scubby! No, put down that knife, Scubby! No, Scubby, no! Give me that knife! Give it to me! There. No. I hate to do this to you, but it's the quickest way, so... No. Quick, Zolander. Get me some rope. I'll tie his hands and feet while he's unconscious. Ah, poor Scubby. Looks as if he'd been through the war.
Your rope, you tied.
Thanks. Now.
Make it medicine. Make 'em all better from loco.
There, Scubby. That should hold you now.
Here, medicine. Make 'em well. Give 'em drink.
Thanks. All right, Scubby, old boy. Come on, I'll drink this. Come on, drink it. Come on.
No, devils and blood.
There, come on now. Come on. There you are. There. Come on, that. There, now. Hold it off.
Now, him sleep little while. Be all right when him wake up.
Poor guy. I'll untie your arms anyway. Take this coat off you, and you'll be more comfortable. Hey, what's this? Long coil of wire with a lot of metal discs attached to it. What? That's the answer. Of course. The mystery of the Flying Duck Mine is a mystery no longer. Well, Scubby? Feeling better now that you've had some sleep?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Why?
You don't remember what happened to you yesterday morning?
Well, the last thing I recall is going to the water bucket and taking a long drink. Seemed as if the more I drank, the more I wanted.
Well, that water bucket was loaded with local weed juice.
What?
Surprised you didn't notice it.
Oh, I'm surprised at myself now. But both the amalgamators, even Crosby himself, kept drinking. While pretending to from that same bucket. Well, they certainly had me fooled.
Look, Scubby. You remember seeing these discs strung on this coil of wire?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I recall seeing one of the amalgamators have it last night. Why, did I bring it here?
You did. And it breaks the case wide open.
Well, good for me, even if I didn't know it. Hey, tell me, Nick, what are those discs used for?
Here, I'll show you. Yeah. Now watch. Now you see? This stuff I'm scraping off is amalgam. A mixture of quicksilver and gold. The men who worked on the battery boxes in the mill, the amalgamators, hung these discs and a lot more like them in the battery boxes, right where they'd catch the best of the gold before it flowed over the other plates. They took out over half the gold that flowed into the boxes this way.
So that's where all those thousands of dollars worth of gold disappeared to.
Yes, Scubby. A very clever method of stealing the gold. Now, if we could only find out what Crosby and his gang do with the amalgam after they scrape it off their discs.
You want catch, Crosby?
I'll say we do if we can. Hey, Nick, who is she?
Oh, that's Zolanda. She saved my life. Oh, and yours, too, incidentally.
Saved my life? How?
Well, that loco weed juice you drank is fatal. Well, Zolanda gave you an antidote for it.
Oh, gosh, thanks, Zolanda. Gee, I'm sure much obliged.
Crosby try kill me. Me fix him. The land they know all about Crosby. You come with me.
Well, where are you taking us?
Crosby got cave inside mountain where he hide stuff. Come, me show you.
So this is where Crosby hides out, huh?
Yeah. Too bad there's no one here now.
But they've been here today. Look there, Scubby.
Well, that looks like the scrap iron we took out of the casket in the old powder house before you hid in it.
Right, Scubby. And this scrap iron was in the other 2 caskets.
So they brought them up here. I wonder why.
There's the answer. Over there in that corner. And the Thayer's furnace.
And it's still warm, Scubby. We must have scared them off when we came up.
Wait. Let me take the cover off this retort.
Nick, is that gold in there?
That's just what it is. Part of the gold stolen from the mine. This is where the gang refined the amalgam they scraped off their discs. Much easier to handle gold this way because it weighs so much less. Now, since we know from what Dalrymple said that they never disposed of any of the stolen gold, they must have 800 or 900 pounds of it by now.
Hey, maybe they've got it hidden around here somewhere.
They did have, Scubby. But not now.
Well, what makes you think so, Nick?
Here. Take a look outside there. Been digging there very recently.
Oh, but of course, Nick, they had to dig up the bodies of the 2 detectives to ship them back home.
No, Scubby. The way it looks to me is this. After I got away from them last night, Crosby and his men took up the casket they tried to bury me in and
tried to bury you in? Hey, you didn't tell me about
that. I'll ask about it later, Scubby. Right now I'm interested in what happened here. They brought the 3 caskets up here early this morning, loaded them up.
How could they load 3 of them? They only had 2 bodies.
No, Scubby. 3 caskets were loaded up. Don't you understand yet?
No, Nick, I'm afraid I don't. How could they be
Scubby,
loading up?
How good are you at riding a horse?
Riding a horse?
Yeah.
Well, I used to ride years ago. Why?
Good. Zolanda, can you get us a couple of good fast horses right away?
For you, me, get 2 good horses quick.
Good. Come on, Scubby. Let's get the horses and ride to the railroad station before the eastbound train gets in.
But, Nick, what's all the hurry?
Well, unless I'm wrong, Scubby. These 3 caskets are going east on the next train. We've got to get there in time to stop them.
Oh, even Crosby himself would recognize us, these Indian costumes. Zolanda let us.
Well, we may need to be disguised before we get through.
Hey, you didn't finish telling me how you got away from Crosby and his gang when they started to bury you alive. What did happen, Nick?
Well, they dug the hole, and they put the casket down in it. I tried to pry the lid loose, but my hands were tied behind me. I worked on them, and just as they started throwing the dirt back on top of the casket, I finally got my hands free and untied my feet. Just then, I heard shooting and some female screaming.
A female? Out there in the wild?
Yeah. It was Zolanda, I found out later. Well, I managed to loosen the cover and push it up enough to see that Crosby and the men were watching something across the clearing. So I seized my chance and climbed carefully out of the hole on the opposite side. I started to run, but they saw me and started shooting. Fortunately, though, they were bad shots, and I was almost free when a bullet grazed my head. It must have stunned me, because I remember nothing more till I woke up in Zolanda's hut this morning.
Well, do you know what it was that distracted the men's attention?
Well, Zolanda told me that you were chasing her, trying to shoot her. She was screaming. You chased her around the other side of the clearing, and then went off after something else. It was just about then that you saw me running toward her. When Crosby saw me drop, he gave up the chase. Zolanda waited until they went back and then dragged me to her hut.
Gosh, Nick, we owe a lot to Zolanda.
Right, Scubby. And the best way we can pay that debt is to see that Crosby and his murdering pals end up where they belong, behind bars or in the electric chair.
understand, Patsy?
Of course, Nick. You want the police chief to meet you at the station in 10 minutes, and you want Mr. Dalrymple and the president and treasurer of the mine to meet you in the chief's office in an hour.
That's right. Now be sure you get them all.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
These are the ones, Nick. These three here on the baggage truck.
Did you notice the names on them, Scubby?
Yeah. Joe Briley, Phil Kessler. Oh, and look, Nick Carter.
I'd rather be out here dressed as an Indian than in there dressed as a corpse.
One side, they'll rain in the face. We got to get these caskets into the baggage car.
Oh, just a minute. You see this badge? Special agent.
So what? What do you want me to do?
Just leave these caskets in the baggage truck for now.
But they're supposed to go on
They're
this...
staying here, quiet.
Hey, look here, baggage master. Get these boxes on the train and be quick about it.
No be in hurry, mister.
Why, you Indian meddler, what the deuce
Huh?
do you...
You look behind you.
What do you mean?
Take your hat off, Scubby.
Sure, Nick. There you are, Mr. Crosby.
Dave Jarvis.
Why, you... Don't try to start anything, Crosby. I've got my gun on you.
Hey, where's he getting these boxes off?
Hurry your man, officer. These three right here.
Get your hands up, all of you, and fast.
Hey,
What the
you
devil
can't
you
do that.
Quiet,
What is it?
Quiet, all of you. You three men are under arrest. Charged with robbing the Flying Duck mine and with the murder of Detectives Riley and Kessler.
Now, Mr. Dalrymple, I asked you and the officials of the Flying Duck mine to meet me here in the office of the chief of police because I want to show you what's in the casket that Crosby was taking back east with him. Now, the first casket is supposed to contain the body of Phil Kessler. All right, Scubby, open it.
Sure, Nick.
Gold. Gold bullion.
Yes, Chief. In these three caskets, you'll find the entire amount of gold stolen from the mine. Stolen by Dalrymple, the mine manager, Crosby, the mine super, and four of the workmen who worked in the amalgam room of the mill. They stole the amalgam, refined it in their own furnace, and buried it in two holes in the ground, which was supposed to be the graves of the two dead detectives.
Mr. Carter, that much gold would make the caskets pretty heavy. Wouldn't that extra weight be noticed?
No, Chief. Because when you ship a body by train, the casket has to be lead-lined and hermetically sealed. That means it weighs much more than the usual casket. Crosby, Ledyard, and Perkins were each going to take one of the caskets east with them as a personal baggage, which would prevent anybody from examining them too closely. One of the cleverest schemes I've seen in a long time.
But it wasn't clever enough, not with Nick on the job. You have to get up early in the morning to beat Nick.
This was another strange experience of Nick Carter, master detective, called The Flying Duck Murders or Nick Carter and the Gold Thieves.
One of old-time radio's longest-running and most popular programs, CBS Mystery Theater, is up next.
Mystery Theater.
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. How nice to see you again. It's good to know that you've become a regular visitor. And since you're such a good customer, it's only fair to warn you that the story you're about to hear may be a little bit more disturbing than most. If the sounds of a woman screaming in utter terror unnerve you, then perhaps you may not want to listen to a tale called Where Fear Begins. It's a story about exactly that, fear. But perhaps the best way to find out is to hear what happens to Amanda Shepard on a dark night when moonlight streams through her window, but not just moonlight. Our mystery drama, Where Fear Begins, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Henry Slessor and stars Kim Hunter. The night is still and peaceful in the small town known as Manassas Valley.
Most nights are peaceful here. And one person who enjoys that stillness is Miss Amanda Shepard. The big city is only 50 miles away, but for Amanda, it might as well be 50,000. But there are many ways to shorten distances. And tonight, something is going to happen that will destroy the peace and stillness of Amanda Shepard's life.
Yes. Hello.
Amanda, is that you?
Yes. Who's this?
It's Vera.
Vera? Oh, for heaven's sake, what's the matter with you? Don't you know what time it is?
Amanda, I need help. You've got to help me.
What are you talking about? Where are you?
Amanda, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I'm so frightened. You've got to help me.
Listen, are you drunk?
You've got to come out here. You've got to stay with me.
Vera, will you please make some sense? It's 2:00 in the morning. I'm 50 miles away.
Well, then come. Tomorrow, come. Oh, please. Please come as soon as you can.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Vera, I've got a class to teach tomorrow. Come to think of it, it's even worse than that. I have a faculty meeting.
Amanda, don't you understand? I need you. Don't make me explain. Just come.
All right. Look, I can't promise when I'll be there exactly. Where are you staying? Vera? Vera, what's the address? Did you hear me? Vera, are you still there? Vera! Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am. What can I get you?
Nothing, thanks. I was looking for the manager.
So are his creditors.
Well, maybe you can help me. Have you worked here long?
Truth is, I don't work here now. I'm what you might call a guest bartender.
Oh, I see.
Tell me anyway.
Well, I'm trying to find someone. I know she no longer works here. She told me she quit her job about 2 months ago, but it's the last bit of information I have about her.
Now, who is her exactly?
Her name is Vera Shepard. Do you know her by any chance?
Nope, I can't say I do.
Well, she called me last night and sounded as if she was in trouble. I'm almost tempted to call the police, but knowing Vera could just be some of her melodramatics. Well, thank you anyway.
It's okay. Hey, wait a minute.
Yes?
This Vera Shepard, is she blonde, pretty, about your height?
Yes.
There's a girl I met in an encounter group last month. Her last name was Shepard, but her first name was Roxanne.
Roxanne? Well, that could be her. She always hated the name Vera. She was always threatening to change it. Look, have you any idea where she might be living?
Sure. She lives with me.
What?
In the same rooming house. Upstairs. In indescribable squalor, I might add. What's a nice lady like you doing with a friend like Roxy?
She's my sister.
Ouch. Well, excuse me, I think I'll go see if I can pry my foot out of my mouth.
Wait a minute. Where's this squalid rooming house of yours?
Number 9 Hudson Street, near the river. If you see a bum sleeping in the doorway, that's the place. Hey, you weren't thinking of going there now.
Of course.
It's not a good idea. Now, you can't go into a neighborhood like that looking the way you do.
What's wrong with the way I look?
Wait a minute. My friend Tony will be back here in 5 minutes to take over the bar. I'll go with you.
Well, I'm sure I can find it alone.
There's some pretty bad customers around there.
Well, they don't look any better here.
You can trust me. Underneath this dirty shirt beats a heart of pure soap.
Well, all right.
Careful of those stairs. They're in bad shape.
How can people live in a place like this?
Nobody lives here. We exist on another plane. Our bodies may wallow in filth, but our souls live in penthouses.
Is that what you learned in your encounter group?
Well, here's her door. The grand portal of the Princess Roxanne.
She has a radio on.
I hope that isn't all she has on. Princess is a little hard of hearing.
She must be home. Let me try. Vera? Vera, are you in there?
Might be asleep or stoned. Maybe she just went out and left the radio on.
Look, I'm terribly worried about her. She really sounded dreadful. She said she was frightened about something.
I could always break the door in. It's pretty flimsy.
Do you think we should?
Just say the word.
All right. Please.
That's the word. By the way, what did you say your name was?
Amanda Shepard.
My name is Kurt Davies. Pleased to meet you. There. That was easy. Come on in.
Ooh, what an awful place.
I told you, indescribable squalor.
A beggar must be in here. Vera? Vera, it's me. It's Amanda. Oh, my... Vera! Oh, my God!
What is it? Is she sick?
Look at her. Look at her eyes.
Easy, take it easy. I don't think she's breathing.
She's dead. Oh, my God, my poor sister is dead.
All right, Miss Shepard, if you think you can talk about it now, let's get a few of the facts straight.
There's only one thing you have to get straight, Lieutenant Duryea. Somebody did this to my sister.
Yeah, you told me. How long were you two separated?
A little over a year. She left Manassas Valley about 14 months ago.
What for? Just to come to the big city?
I suppose that was her reason.
Any other reason you know about? Was there a man, for instance?
There was a man, all right, but not what you're thinking. Vera had a fight with our father.
Your father live in Manassas Valley?
Yes, my sister and I never got along very well with him.
The both of you?
Yes, both of us. But then Vera had this fight with him, and she packed her bags and left. She had some idea of becoming an actress or a singer or something like that.
And did she?
No. I don't know what she became here.
And when she called you last night, what did she say exactly?
She just said she was scared. Scared out of her wits. And I heard this terrible scream. Lieutenant, there's only one explanation. Somebody was after her. Somebody was in her apartment last night and killed her.
I'm sorry, Miss Shepard, but this is no murder case.
But you saw her eyes. You saw the way she looked as if she'd been frightened to death.
There's just no such thing, Miss Shepard. At least not in the law books. Your sister suffered a cardiac arrest. That's a heart attack.
I can't believe that. That look on her face.
It was just a death agony. That's all you saw.
Somebody was after her. Some man, probably. I'm sure of it.
Maybe she was scared because she was sick.
There was nothing wrong with her health.
Look, the medical examiner knows his business, miss. Of course, if you want to insist on an autopsy, that's your privilege.
An autopsy? That means cutting her open.
That's what it means.
And if it proved you were wrong? That she didn't die of natural causes?
Oh, we'd be the first to admit it.
All right, then. I want an autopsy. Look, I'm sure that something horrible happened to Vera.
Okay, whatever you say, Miss Shepard. I'll be in touch with you. Oh, where will you be staying?
I'll be staying right here.
I just don't see how you can live in that place.
Well, the rent's been paid until the end of the month. There's no reason I should stay anywhere else.
Thought you had a job in Manassas Falls.
Manassas Valley. And I do have a job. I teach school. I've already asked for a leave of absence. Look, I'm not leaving here until the police do something about this.
You may have a long wait.
It doesn't matter how long. I know something happened to my sister, and nobody seems to care.
Listen, I'll be taking care of the bar for another couple of hours. Why don't I meet you later for a drink or something?
No, I have to get home. I have to call my father, and I have to get some sleep. I'm so dreadfully tired.
Okay, but if you need a friend, remember, I live 1 floor away.
Yes, I'll remember. Dad, there was no way I could make the funeral arrangements yet.
Why not?
Because The police are performing an autopsy on Vera's body to determine the exact cause of death.
What? I thought you told me she had a heart attack.
Yes, but I still thought it'd be wise to learn more about it. Dad, she was only 26 years old.
Yeah, but she wasn't a well girl, Amanda. You know that. She had rheumatic fever when she was a child.
Always seemed perfectly well to me. Look, Dad, I'm just not satisfied about this. That's all there is to it. That's why I'm not coming home until I find out more.
You're a stubborn woman, Amanda. You're just as stubborn as your mother was.
All right, Dad. I'll try to speak to you again tomorrow.
What's the hurry? You haven't talked 3 minutes with yet.
I'm exhausted. I've got to get some sleep. Goodbye, Dad. How can I sleep? How can I? I know I'm just going to lie awake all night. Just thinking about Vera. Oh, Lord, why did I decide to stay in this horrible place? I have to clean it up tomorrow. It's so filthy. At least that'll give me something to do. Oh, if only I could sleep. I wonder if Vera has anything in the medicine cabinet. Won't hurt to look. Yeah, what a mess of bottles. Half of them are empty. What's this one? Aspirin. Oh, wait a minute. This one's marked. For sleep. Thank God. It's the only way I'll get to close my eyes tonight. What is it? It sounds like someone at the door. At the front door. 1 minute. All right, I'm coming. I can just find my slippers. Who is it? Oh, my God. Oh, my God, who's out there? Who is it? Who's out there? Go away! Go away! Whoever you are, go away! The door! It's locked. It's broken. It's coming in here! Oh, God! It's coming in! Ah! Oh, dear Lord, help me! Help me, somebody! Ah!
Well, now that's what I would call an unexpected visitor. Of course, there are neighborhoods in every large city that have their share of gorillas, but they're customarily of the human variety. How did this specimen get to Amanda Shepard's apartment? I'd be glad to tell you, but that would be spoiling the surprises that... And now, here's the second act of Where Fear Begins. Well, it appears that no harm has come to our friend Amanda Shepard, unless you call a good case of hysteria harm. But now there's another visitor to the apartment, Kurt Davies, who quickly raced up the stairs when he heard her cries for help.
I saw it. I saw it. So help me. I saw a gorilla. An ape. I don't know what you call it.
Sure you saw it, Amanda, but in a dream.
I know the difference between a dream and reality. It was a real gorilla. It broke the door in.
No, honey. I'm the one who busted in the door, remember? And first thing tomorrow, you've got to get a lock on it.
Kurt, please, listen to me. This was real. I know it was. This animal tried to get in here and kill me. When I started to scream, it went away.
Amanda, I didn't see any gorilla coming out of this place. I mean, wouldn't I have seen it, too?
Well, maybe it's hiding somewhere in the building. Maybe it has a hiding place.
This is really crazy.
Look, maybe that's what Vera saw. Maybe that's what she was horribly frightened about.
Amanda, have you ever searched this apartment?
searched it. What for?
Well, maybe you'd find something. Letters, a diary, maybe.
Oh, Sarah never kept a diary.
It's worth a try, isn't it? Come on, let's look right now. I'll help you.
Why? Why should you want to help me?
Why not?
You don't really care what happened to my sister. You hardly knew her.
Maybe I didn't want to know her.
Why not?
What's the point of knocking the dead?
No, tell me, please. Why didn't you like Vera?
I didn't like Roxanne because she called herself Roxanne when her name was Vera. I didn't like the way she spent her time looking for one kick after the other, even if it meant kicking somebody else in the teeth.
Was she really like that?
Look, it's late. Maybe you should go back to bed. We'll search the place another time.
No. You're right. You know, I should have done this before. Yeah, I remember seeing something in the bedroom, as a matter of fact.
See what?
It looked like an address book. Wait, I'll get it.
Maybe it is a diary. A record of all the kicks she got out of life.
No, it's in a address book. Not too many names in it.
Let me see if I'm in it. No, guess I didn't make that much of an impression.
Do you recognize anybody's name?
Let's see. There's Tony's. That's the place where I work.
I thought you were only a guest bartender.
That's only temporary. Till my rich uncle in Argentina dies. That is, if I have a rich uncle. Wait a minute.
What'd you find?
Are you sure your sister was healthy?
Well, my father doesn't agree, but I think she was, yes.
I mean healthy in the head. Ever occur to you that the call she made to you that night was just, well, that she might have been wigging out?
Oh, no. Look, I'm sure Vera wasn't crazy.
Well, the reason I ask is she has Dr. Swaley's number in her book.
Who?
Dr. Raymond Swaley. I've heard of him.
What kind of a doctor is he?
I suppose you could call him a shrink, but I think he calls himself a psychologist. If your sister Vera was all that together, would she be seeing someone like that?
I don't know.
How would you like me to see Dr. Swaley and ask him?
No, the name isn't familiar, I'm afraid. But I won't trust my memory. I have a book that my secretary keeps for me.
She might have called herself Roxanne Shepard.
Very neat alphabetical book. Miss Riegelman tends to be a little compulsive about her record keeping. I'll have to explore her subconscious one of these days. No, there's no one of that name who was my patient.
Maybe you knew her personally.
Oh, I'm quite sure I didn't.
Yeah, but your name was in her address book.
She might have heard about me.
You mean she might have taken down your name but never called you?
That's possible, isn't it?
I guess so.
How old did you say the girl was?
26.
Pity. And the cause of death?
They called it cardiac arrest, but her sister doesn't believe it. She insisted that an autopsy be performed.
Was it?
Yes.
And the result?
Negative. It was heart failure, all right.
Well, then, why isn't the lady satisfied?
Because she still thinks that people can die of fright. Pure and simple fright.
What's the use of my staying any longer, Kurt? I'm just packing up Vera's things and leaving.
You want me to help you?
No, I'm just taking everything that belonged to her, not even trying to sort it out.
Don't forget the stuff in the medicine cabinet. I'll bring it to you.
Most of the bottles are empty.
So I see, but this one isn't. What's this, Amanda?
Sleeping pills. I took one of them last night. Hey, wait a minute. Let me see that again. Kurt, look. The label.
What about it?
It says Dr. Swaley.
What?
You said that Swaley denied that Vera was his patient, yet he prescribed these sleeping pills.
Are you sure?
Well, see for yourself.
Well, what do you know? Now, why would he lie about something like that?
I don't know. He must be hiding something. And I have to know what it is.
Yeah, but how? If he lied to me once, he'll lie again.
Look, what if I went to see him?
But I told him about your being Vera's sister.
What if I didn't go there as Vera's sister? If I went as a patient? I'm so miserable all the time, Doctor. So depressed and nervous. I don't want to wake up in the morning. I want to go right on sleeping, hibernating from the world. Do you think you can help me?
Well, that all depends. How much do you know about my treatment?
Well, not really very much. Just that I've heard you've been able to help people.
But you must have also heard that my therapy isn't quite orthodox.
Well, no, I guess I've never heard of that.
Oh, don't be alarmed. Basically, I'm a Freudian. I believe in the theory of the subconscious, but I look at it slightly differently. I call the subconscious the dungeon of the human mind, the place where we hide all our guilty fears. The conscious mind tries to forget their existence, but they cry out and rattle their chains and make our lives miserable. Do you understand?
I think so.
Personally, I believe that fear is the true enemy of mental health. What I try to do for my patients is eliminate fear. We're all afraid of something, aren't we? Right now, you look as if you're afraid of me.
No, I'm really very interested.
It's one thing to know what we fear. Insects, mice, grizzly bears, high places. But many of our fears are so buried in our minds that we forget their existence. Do you ever have nightmares, Miss Lewis?
Yes. In fact, I had one just the other night. I dreamt that a gorilla tried to break into my apartment. It was so terribly real.
Are you especially afraid of gorillas?
I've never even thought about them, not since I was... For heaven's sake.
You were about to say, not since you were a child.
Yes, when I was a child, only 4 years old. I'd forgotten all about it.
But you remember now.
Yes, my father took me to the zoo. I was having a good time until he brought me to the gorilla cage.
And it frightened you.
Well, at first I was fascinated. I'd never seen anything like it before. So much like a man and not a man. So Daddy picked me up so I could get a better look. And it reached for me. It reached out for me. Oh, God, how could I have forgotten that? I screamed at the top of my lungs.
And just the other night you screamed again?
Yes. Isn't it incredible?
But don't you see what happened? You relived this fearful event of your childhood, what we call a traumatic experience. Now that you've done it, faced it, perhaps you've also uprooted it, along with other repressed fears.
Well, I don't know about that. All I know is I was absolutely terrified.
Terrified, yes, but perhaps also purified. Miss Lewis, I'm sure you've heard of LSD, haven't you?
LSD? Oh, yes, of course. It's that drug that makes you see hallucinations.
No, it isn't the only drug, you know. There's mescaline, psilocybin, and a new derivative of LSD-25, which I've developed, known as EN30.
I don't understand.
Well, LSD is the chemical shorthand for lysergic acid and diethylamide. A very small amount can produce hallucinations of every form and variety. EN30 is rather different. It produces only one kind of hallucinatory affect. The affect of fear.
Fear?
Some people call it, incorrectly, the horror drug. It's a powerful hallucinogen. Dangerous when used carelessly, but extremely useful under controlled conditions. It goes right to the sub-basement of human consciousness and brings up images from the very place where fear begins, the dungeon of our minds.
You mean it makes people see the things that they're afraid of?
Yes, usually the things which frightened us when we were children.
And what makes it dangerous? The fact that we might be scared to death?
Oh, scared to death is a highly inexact term. But in certain cases...
In the case of a heart condition?
Oh, I would never administer the drug to anyone with such a history.
How long does the effect last?
Well, varies greatly among individuals, but like LSD, the effect can often be cyclical. That is, the hallucinations can return on a cyclical basis, even if no EN30 has been taken for several days. This is one reason why controlled use is very important.
Dr. Swally, Are you giving this drug to all your patients?
Oh, no, my dear. Only to a few, and under strictest supervision. And, of course, with their complete understanding and agreement.
I see. Yes, I really think I understand now, Doctor.
Listen, Amanda, do you know what you're saying? You're accusing Swally of being a criminal.
That's why he lied to you. He was afraid to admit that Vera was his patient because he gave her this horror pill of his. And she died.
Well, you don't know that for sure.
I don't know it. He says he never gave anyone the pill except under controlled conditions. But he lied. He said he'd never give one of those things to someone with heart trouble, but he gave one to Vera.
Look, you're all worn out. You better get to sleep, and we'll talk about it in the morning.
I'm going to the police in the morning, Kurt. Will you go with me?
Amanda, I've already been to the police.
What?
I saw Lieutenant Duryea.
But why?
I've been worried about this undercover game you've been playing. So I talked to Duryea, told him about what you were doing and what you suspected.
And?
Duryea made a check of Swally's records, Amanda. He made it part of the routine police inquiry into your sister's death.
What are you trying to say?
Swally wasn't lying about it.
What?
He wasn't lying about your sister. She was never his patient.
The sleeping
They
pills.
must have belonged to one of your sister's roommates, or maybe she just swiped them from somebody else's house. Didn't you tell me that Vera was always swiping things?
Oh, Kurt. Then I'm wrong. It wasn't his fault.
That's the way it looks. If your sister was having nightmares, she was having them on her own.
Oh, it's so warm in here. It's too warm to sleep. I've got to open that window or I'll suffocate. It's so hard to open. Oh, there. Whew, that should help a little. What was that? Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord, something flew in here. It's right in my room. Ah! It's not a bird, it's a bat! It's trying to get in my hair! Ah! It's in my hair! It's all tangled up in my hair! Ah!
What is there about a bat which fills almost all of us with dread? Is it the cape-like wings, the rat-like face, the raking claws, the terrifying screech of their voices? Can anyone blame Amanda Shepherd for the cry of horror she emits when that winged monster comes flapping into her room? Or was there really a bat? Was it only a creature of her imagination? Amanda Shepherd has had another nightmare. A dream so vivid that she lies in her bed this morning in a state of shock, still unable to believe that the bat which flew into her room the night before isn't still entangled in her hair.
It may have been the heat, Amanda. This building is a real hot box when the weather turns warm.
Yes. I don't know. Maybe that's all it was. Maybe I had some kind of a heat stroke.
If you ask me, you ought to get out of this apartment right now. Maybe that's another reason you have bad dreams. This place is depressing you.
Yes, you're right. There's no point in my staying here anymore. The police have proved that, haven't they?
You just have to accept the truth. Your sister died because she died.
And I guess that means I should go back.
Doesn't mean you have to go back to Manassas Valley. Listen, have you ever thought of teaching right here in the city? We've got an awful lot of kids here who
No, Kurt. No, it's time for me to go home.
So the whole thing was a waste of time, wasn't it?
I suppose so, Dad.
I told you you've been stubborn, wasting 2 weeks on a wild goose chase.
Dad, don't you understand? Vera died without either one of us being there. She died all alone, in agony.
And whose fault was that? Who told her to leave home?
All right. Let's not talk about it anymore.
Oh, now you even sound like your mother. Whenever she didn't want to hear the truth, she'd ask me not to talk about it
We've
anymore.
said it all, haven't we? I'm going to bed early. I've been sleeping very badly lately.
Amanda, wait.
Yes, Dad?
Look, why does it have to be this way between us?
I don't know what you mean.
It's been like this for years. This wall of ice between you and me. What put it there? I've asked myself 1,000 times and I still don't know the answer.
Maybe you'll never know, Dad.
Oh, I know it started right after your mother died. That was when you turned against me. You and Vera both.
Oh, please, Dad. We'll discuss it some other time. I'm really too tired.
Oh, no, you'll never discuss it with me. You'll just go on hating me for the rest of your life.
I don't hate you.
I saw the look in your eyes the day your mother died. I saw the way you looked at me, Amanda.
I don't remember how I looked at you. How could I? I was in a state of shock.
You were in a state, all right. And you've never snapped out of it.
Please, Dad.
All right, go to bed. There's no use trying to reach you. Never been any use.
Hi, handsome. Hey, this is turning into a permanent job for you, isn't it?
I guess I'm just a natural-born bartender, that's all. What can I get you tonight?
Well, how about a Manhattan? Did you learn how to make one of those?
I'll give it a try.
Hey, how's your blonde friend these days?
Which one? I know half a dozen blondes.
You know the one I mean. The one who looks like a school teacher.
She is a school teacher.
No kidding. Now, where is she now?
Going back to teaching school, I guess.
Hey, you really liked her, didn't you? That's what I heard around.
I liked her. But she's strictly a small-town girl.
Is it true that she was Roxy's sister?
That's right.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? That Roxy Shepherd would have a sister like that. Hey, did you know that I was her last roommate?
What?
That's right. I paid half the rent on that filthy pad of hers. I couldn't stand her more than 1 week. She was stoned all the time, you know.
Yeah, I figured she hit the stuff pretty hard.
That girl would take anything, as long as there was a kick in it. She even went to some doctor just to get some kind of pill he was handing out.
What'd you say?
She heard about some nutty kind of LSD that a shrink was using on his patients. She told me she was going to see him and get some...
Hold it a second. Do you know the shrink's name?
No.
Was it Swally? Dr. Raymond Swally?
Well, how should I know?
Well, I've got to know.
How many times do I have to tell you I never had a patient by that name? If you don't believe me, ask the police.
All right, maybe you never had a patient named Shepherd, but maybe she didn't give you her right name, first or last.
I'm quite sure you're mistaken about this. I've only administered EN30 treatment to 4 patients. I can assure you this girl wasn't one of them.
Dr. Swally, will you just look at this photograph?
Oh, all right.
Now, look, does she look at all familiar?
Nope. I never treated her.
Look carefully. It's a professional portrait. She thought she wanted to be an actress, and she's pretty heavily made up.
Never saw this woman before.
Well, I guess I'm wrong. All right, Doctor. Sorry I bothered you again.
Wait. Just a minute.
Something come to you?
She does look familiar. She wasn't a patient, but I have seen her before.
Where?
Right here in my office. She came in without an appointment. That's why there was no record of her. She just sat outside and waited.
And did you see her?
Just for a few minutes. Just long enough to realize that she wasn't interested in therapy. All she wanted was the drug.
EN30.
I told her that I wouldn't accept her as a patient, that she wasn't nearly stable enough. I gave her a prescription for a mild sleeping compound, nothing else. But then...
Then what?
Well, I don't know this for certain. I could be mistaken about it.
About what, Doctor?
I always suspected that she might have been the one who stole those pills.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that Vera Shepherd stole some EN30 from you?
I can't prove it. It wasn't until days later that I missed them. I remember stepping out of the room for a few minutes to take a call from a hysterical patient.
Dr. Swally, Vera Shepard was a klepto. Her sister told me that she stole things all the time. If she stole those pills of yours...
Good Lord. Can it really be? The dosage was so large, too large for safety. If she took them, anything might have happened.
Something did happen. She had a nightmare, Doctor. She conjured up a nightmare so terrible that it killed her.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. You know that wasn't my intention.
Oh, wait a minute. You did say that you gave her a prescription for sleeping pills.
Yes, I did. I doubt that she ever filled it. It was the EN30 she really wanted.
Then what was in that bottle? What were the pills her sister took?
Her sister?
Dr. Swally, I've got to get to a telephone.
Hello?
Hello, is Amanda Shepard there?
Oh, yes, she's here, but she's asleep right now. Who is this?
Is this Mr. Shepard?
Oh, that's right. Can I take a message?
Mr. Shepard, you don't know me. I met your daughter in the city, but it's very important that I speak to her right away.
Well, I'm sorry, but I told you she's fast asleep.
Would you know if she's taken anything to help her sleep?
As a matter of fact, I thought I did see her take something. She's very
Listen,
tired.
Mr. Shepard, you've got to get a doctor for her right now. I know it sounds crazy, but if she took a pill that her sister was using, she may be in danger.
Well, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I'm driving out there, but your daughter may be in terrible danger right now.
Who is it? Who's there?
It's your father, Amanda. Let me in.
Dad? The door's open.
I can't open it, Amanda. You'll have to open it for me.
Oh, all right.
Why? I couldn't open the door, Amanda. I have your mother. I have to hold your mother.
Oh, God, she's bleeding. She's covered with blood.
I warned her, Amanda. I said I would kill her one day, and now I've done it. I've killed your mother. Now it's all right, darling. It's all right, baby. It's okay now.
Oh, my God. Oh, Daddy.
It's just a dream, honey. Just a bad dream.
Daddy, please hold me. Don't let me go.
No, Amanda. No. I won't let you go.
That's what Dr. Swally told me himself, Amanda. He's discontinuing the use of EN30. Says it's far too dangerous to take any more chances with. Frankly, I think he's right.
Kurt, do you know what my sensation was?
What?
I saw my father walking into the bedroom, carrying my mother's dead body.
Ouch, that must have been pretty grim.
Well, the strange part is, it reminded me of something. Something I'd forgotten a long time ago.
What was that?
When I was a little girl, I used to hear my father and mother arguing downstairs. Fighting with each other night after night. Well, I was so afraid.
Well, it's understandable.
But you know what I was afraid of? I was afraid that my father was going to kill my mother.
That's an awful thought.
Well, it wasn't true, of course, but it was a fear that stayed with me all this time. But now I feel as if I can get rid of it. Kurt, I know it sounds crazy, but wouldn't it be something if it turns out that Dr. Swally had the right idea.
Well, personally, I don't think I would care very much for that kind of shock treatment. In fact, I think I'd rather have my neurosis and gorillas, bats, and so forth in my house. But to each his own, huh? Our cast included Kim Hunter, Mason Adams, Alan Hewitt, Ian Martin, and Phoebe Doran. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.